McFarland.
It was a brief hearing, but a momentous hearing nonetheless. And you had a former FBI director facing a judge, now a federal criminal defendant, pleading not guilty to 2 federal charges. There were some matters of scheduling that took place during this arraignment. They put a trial date on the calendar for January 5th, 2026, but that trial date is as slippery as it gets, in part because the prosecution argued today this is a complicated case, which could involve a review of classified information.
Just in, the Associated Press reports authorities have arrested a suspect in connection with the deadly Palisades fire in L.A. in January. With National Guard troops poised to act in Chicago, we've heard from President Trump.
In a post on Truth Social, President Trump wrote, quote, "Chicago mayors should be in jail for failing to protect ICE officers. Governor Pritzker also," unquote. The president also posted in all caps, "Make Chicago safe again." Trump ordered the National Guard troops from Texas to deploy to Chicago despite objections from the city's Democratic mayor, Democratic governor, and local residents. The troops are tasked with protecting federal facilities and federal law enforcement personnel, including ICE facilities. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
More than 1,000 flight delays so far today. CBS's Caitlin Huey-Burns says there's no breakthrough in the government shutdown.
Both sides remain how they have been for the past week, with Republicans saying we won't entertain these conversations about health care until the government reopens. Democrats saying that they won't vote to reopen the government unless there's a concrete policy involving health care.
Overseas, a third day of Gaza talks. CBS's Vicki Barker.
Optimism prevails on this, the third day of indirect negotiations with Israel aimed at ending the Gaza war and freeing the hostages, living and dead, still held there. Though they're not meeting face-to-face, Israel has also responded positively. President Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner and Special Envoy Steve Witkoff on hand to iron out details of Trump's 20-point peace proposal.
From Detroit, WWJ Radio's Jeff Gilbert has more on a new auto recall.
The starter motor in 2024 and 25 Hyundai Santa Fe's can short-circuit during a crash. That could lead to an electrical fire. Hyundai discovered the issue during a crash test. It doesn't know of any real-world incidents. Still, dealers will inspect the vehicles and, if needed, fix a cover that may not have been properly installed.
The Dow is up 178. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
We've got Mariners on the mind, and of course we will talk about the Mariners in just a moment. But first, we've got to go to KIRO Newsradio traffic, and we are still pretty heavy from the morning commute in some places, specifically the downtown core of Seattle. Northbound I-5 traffic locks up from about South Beacon Hill all the way into downtown, and it's stop and go the closer to downtown you go. The West Seattle Bridge, of course, is suffering. Highway 99 and 509 are very, very busy right now all the way through the city. I-5 southbound also struggling from about Lake City into downtown. And 520 West and I-90 are backing up a little bit. I'm seeing a new collision on I-90 just when you get to the Mount Baker Tunnel. I don't know how long that's been there, but that's certainly locking things back up all the way to Mercer Island right now. Let's hit you with some travel times. Federal Way to Seattle, 56 minutes. Linwood to Seattle, 48 minutes. Renton to Bellevue, 40 minutes. Bothell to Bellevue, 38 minutes. And we'll check the Tacoma Drive is just looking really great. I don't see any problems in the South Sound except a tiny little bit of slowing north out of Fife. This traffic report brought to you by Seattle Sports.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Jillian Raftery. And we are still basking in the glory of the Mariners' win over the Tigers. From pitching...
Swung on and missed. Got him. Strikeout number 7.
To the hot bats.
He's done it again. It is gone. Jorge Polanco.
And, of course, the big dumper.
The pitch to Cal. Swing and a drive. Deep to right field. There it is. Number 60 has just tied Babe Ruth's record.
Every player had their moment.
Swinging a line drive, caught at first by Naylor. Steps on the bag to double up. Ibanez at first, and the ball game is over. The Mariners win it tonight.
All you can say to that is, my, oh my. First pitch in what could be the last game of this series is at 12:08 today. Catch all the action on our sister station, 710 Sports and SeattleSports.com. A former Mariners player is hospitalized in Venezuela after a serious motorcycle accident. Local reports say Jesus Montero was hit by a pickup truck last weekend. Details are limited, but his condition is described as serious. Montero played 4 seasons with Seattle, ending in 2015. A controversial mental health crisis center is coming to Seattle's Capitol Hill, and neighbors are not happy. King County Council members voted yesterday to put it in a former polyclinic building on Broadway. The Seattle Times say it'll serve mentally ill and chronically addicted residents 24/7. That, again, will be coming to Seattle's Capitol Hill Broadway area. You can see the traces of smoke lingering in the air in the Puget Sound region, and experts say the danger is still high. Dwayne Bishop is with the U.S. Forest Service.
We're hoping that we're days to weeks to the end of the season, but we really recognize that it's been a long season, long summer for y'all.
More than a dozen fires are still burning across the state. Weather brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. We are just going to be warming up to about 62 degrees today and clouds lingering. Tomorrow, 61 and cloudy. 53 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio App. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Good morning, everybody. It's the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Wednesday, October 8th. Thank you for listening to the Gee and Ursula Show. If you're new to the show, where you been? I'm so glad you're here. And if you're always here at the show, thank you and welcome back. Nick is here. Good morning to you, Nick. All right, and we got Chef as well. Chef, first of all, I just got to say, listen, man, we're going to have a good day today.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to have a good day today because I've noticed that the last few days you have started off with one topic, and I'm telling you, it makes the show go by really well. Hey, coming up at 9:30, I have a question for you. Very simple. Are you willing to pay $15,000 for your child to get into the high school that you want? That's going to be the topic at 9:33. But we got a lot of stuff to discuss. Let's get to it. Top stories of the day brought to you by Bathfitter Northwest.
Well, after an agonizing rain delay, the Mariners dumped on the Detroit Tigers last night with an 8-4 win. Seattle leads the series 2-1 and only needs one win now to advance to the ALS. And gee, one of the best things about postseason baseball is all these special, unbelievable smaller stories within the arc of a playoff series. Case in point, a 1 in a million lottery winner moment last night with Jamison Turner. He's from Longview, Washington. He's living in Vegas. He flew to Seattle last week to try and catch the beginning of the playoff series against the Tigers. With him, he brought a T-shirt he designed and printed himself that said, "Dump here, 61, a screen-printed plea on a tee to the baseball gods to somehow direct Cal Raleigh's 61st home run his way."
Right.
He got a seat in the right field bleachers at T-Mobile in hopes of getting that ball, but Cal failed to clear the fences in either home game, so he packed his bags, somehow found a ticket in the left field bleachers for last night's game, flew to Detroit, and he's all alone in the sea of Tigers fans.
Yeah.
And he waited until the top of the 8th inning when Cal came to the plate and Jamison literally called his shot.
Take me through the home run, and then after the home run.
I told the lady next to me, I said, okay, this is my shot. He's going to hit me a home run right now.
He sends one the other way. Well struck ball, deep left field, and gone. Raleigh's first of the playoffs, and it's 8-1 Seattle. They are feeling it.
And it landed in the bullpen and bounced right up to me. I caught it in my glove, so like I'm still in shock right now.
Oh, great pick right there.
He literally has a shirt that says "Dump here."
Oh, my word.
And he got the home run on a bounce. He's got a 62 shirt.
That's right. As soon as the 61 gets caught, he rips off that shirt. He's got 62 ready to go. What a story, man.
Wow. That is a story. Before I get into it, I got to say, hearing about that, it almost makes me be like, yo, that dude, basically, that's a lottery win, right? Like everybody, I think that all of us once in our life, we have that one moment where you won the lottery on something where it was just unbelievable luck. Oh, my goodness, I cannot believe it happened. In this case, I don't know if this guy here, he's here, he tries to get this series, doesn't work, goes out to Detroit, has his shirt made, he's here in that moment, he says, dump it here. The shirt says, dump it here for your 61st home run, and guess what Cal Raleigh does? He dumps it right there. So I have a bunch of questions to ask about this stuff because I really want to get deep into this because I got to really thinking about it. Like, I do believe that everybody has a lottery moment. So here's my question for all of you. Have you had your lottery moment yet? If so, what was it? Or maybe you're going to text in and be like, oh, yeah, G, we won the lotto. Yeah, we won millions of dollars. Okay, good for you. However, what I'm saying is your lottery moment, follow where I'm going with this, isn't always about monetary or financial, right? It could be just a situation what happened. And if you guys don't mind, I was thinking as I was asking you all this question, I'll share a story with you that I've never shared with anybody, and I'm going to tell you of a lottery moment for me. 2000, the year, the exact time is 2015. It is a few days before the NFC Championship game. Remember Green Bay versus the Seattle Seahawks, right? I got told, right? I got a phone call. And in that phone call, they said to me, hey, if the Seahawks win this game and go to the Super Bowl, we're going to have you, when I say we, obviously the station here that I'm working with, and by the way, I wasn't even full-time here at the time, okay? We're going to have you go down to the Super Bowl with us to help cover the Seahawks. That's this station that I'm working at right now. And so that's if the Seahawks win. If you remember how that game started, the game started off for the Seahawks terrible. I had already told my dad what the plan was. At halftime, me and my dad talked on the phone, and he says, well, don't look like you're going to be going down to the Super Bowl. I said, yeah, I know. So I'm telling you all, I did not think the Seahawks would win that game against Green Bay. Well, as you all know, in overtime, Russell Wilson throws that pass to Jermaine Kearse in OT. Seahawks go to the Super Bowl.
Was that the game when people were leaving the stands? Or?
Yes.
Oh my gosh,
they go,
yes.
They get to the Super Bowl. Long story short, they go to the Super Bowl. Because of that, I'm able to go down and cover the Seattle Seahawks. Here's what I'm saying to you. If the Seahawks don't win that game, I don't think that I'm sitting here today. All right, let's go on.
That is crazy.
Let's go to the next story. Here we go.
New Chamber of Commerce survey finds 80% of Seattle voters believe we are on the way to recession, which tracks with a report from MarketWatch last week showing Washington is one of 22 states showing signs of recession. And to that point, the Seattle area housing market has basically just hit the snooze button with prices sliding while inventory is climbing. Median home price across the Seattle metro region dropped to about $630,000 in September. That's down 3% from last month and 1% lower than a year ago, according to the Northwest Multiple Listing Service.
Yeah.
Meaning prices are softening, and it's not just seasonal. Meanwhile, active listings have jumped more than 27% year over year. That's a huge surge in any recent memory. And then you add in the higher mortgage rates. The average 30-year rate climbed to 6.34 last week, which is keeping even more would-be buyers out of the market.
Okay, so, Chef, you just helped us report and understand right now that 80% of Seattle voters believe that we're headed for a recession. I want to ask you that's listening right now, do you believe that? 888-973-5476, do you believe that we are heading for a recession? Because I'll tell you, when I see and I hear you say that, Chef, when I hear that, I think if we have 80% of Seattle voters believing that, or if we have the majority of people that believe that we're heading for a recession, then that tells me more than that. This is bigger than numbers, right? This is really about confidence. When you guys think recessions and all of those things, if those that are in the stock market and everything, they don't just happen. They don't just start on Wall Street. They start with us. They start with conversations, and they start at the barbershop. They start at the coffee shop. They start at the living rooms. They start with us. Once our confidence starts to wane a little bit, once we start seeing the rising rents, the grocery bill starting to climb, we start seeing all of these things keep up at a higher pace than our paychecks, then that's when the economy truly is going to be heading towards a recession. And so when we believe that a recession is coming, then we start to make cutbacks. Then we start to sit down at the kitchen table and we say, hey, Larry, we need to go over our expenses, over our budget. You got to stop buying the coffee. You got to stop going golfing. You got to stop doing all of those things. When we stop doing all of those things, it is the fear and the decisions that come from fear that makes us do it. So do I believe that most of us think that a recession is coming? Yes. The question will be, right, what do we plan to do? Do we plan to panic from it, or do we plan to draw wisdom from it? How we as people respond to what's going on and what's to come will determine if a recession is coming.
One of the things that concerns me is you go back to 2008 with the housing bubble. Seattle was relatively well protected because of the tech industry.
Yes.
Like, we went through it here, but not like a lot of places in the United States.
Agree.
I don't know if that's going to hold true this time, because we've seen tens of thousands of layoffs already. But if I can try to be Ursula here for about 5 seconds and see a glimmer of light, if there is a recession, and I hope that's not the case, there will be some opportunity for some people to get into a housing market that's been impossible for them to do. I've heard Mike Lewis tell the story at least 7 times now about how he got into his house, I believe in 2009. Mm-hmm. He said, I wouldn't have been able to buy any other time in the last 30 years.
Sure.
So it's not good news overall, but it can create some opportunities too.
Before you move on, hey, Heidi in North Bend just texted us just now. Appreciate you listening to the show. Heidi says, we are 1,000% heading into a recession, if not a full-blown economic collapse. And I don't want to be and use my platform to try to, fearmonger or anything like that. But I will say this. I think that right now, currently, the way things are set up, I don't think the economy is running well right now. And the reason why I don't think so is because I was telling Chef this morning, I said to him, oh my goodness, look at the stock market. It's up again. Mm-hmm. Look at the stock market over the last week. Look at the stock market over the last month. And I don't believe that should be happening right now when you have a lot of working class people that are struggling. You have a lot of people that are in their 20s and 30s, college educated, full-time job, and here in the Pacific Northwest can't afford to buy a home. So I'm sorry. This economy that is currently going, this is not one that I like. I don't like it when you have 20-something-year-olds and 30-something-year-olds that cannot go and buy a house, can't afford to buy a house. So when Heidi says potentially an economic collapse, well, that might be the only way that we can restructure this, because last week, Elon Musk, it was reported that he was worth $500 billion. But yet, on a daily basis, we still have some of us, a lot of us, that believe that an undocumented immigrant getting care at an emergency room is the reason why we are struggling in this country. No, we are struggling in this country because it's not because we got folks that got 1 house, 2 house, 3 house. We got folks that got 6, 7 houses, 2, 3 yachts, and everything, but we put all the problems on an undocumented immigrant wanting ER care. I didn't mean to get that deep.
No. If I can add on real quick. I mean, the reason why the stock market is doing great is because there are people speculating on AI stocks, all the tech stocks, right? They believe that the companies who are investing in AI, and Microsoft et al., are dumping tens of billions into it, that will give them a huge windfall down the road. That is not guaranteed. Meanwhile, look at the price of gold. Hits record highs. There's never been a point in history when gold has hit record highs And we've seen that as an indicator of a successful economy. I mean, the U.S. currency is down about 11% year over year. So I don't know. We're going to see. It could be tough sledding ahead. Tacoma City Council is weighing a plan to extend its already broad camping ban, one that's been kind of shaping where the city's unhoused residents can legally exist since 2022. So right now, camping is banned within 10 blocks of temporary or emergency shelters and within 200 feet of waterways. The new proposal would extend that within 10 blocks of permanent shelters, within 5 blocks of schools, parks, and libraries. Councilmember John Hines says the goal is to keep them open, safe, and accessible to the public. Tacoma's cleared 776 encampments over the last 3 years, but critics say expanding this ban is basically just going to push people around, with neighborhoods like Hilltop and downtown Tacoma already seeing more tents and makeshift camps.
So Tacoma City Council is considering expanding the city's camping ban. First, before I weigh in, when you hear and or read of a camping ban towards those of us that are unhoused, by the way, us are unhoused. It's not them, it's us. When you hear of a expanding camping ban, do you think good? Do you have an opinion? Do you ever think about this? And over the last couple months, I have been doing this for myself. I have been actually going out and sitting and eating with those that are unhoused because I just want to learn more and I just want to better understand. And, you know, we keep saying and talking about where the unhoused can't be. We keep saying not in the parks. We keep saying not near schools. We say not near libraries. Now, in this situation, of course, now Tacoma wants to maybe add permanent shelters and create a 5-block buffer around schools, parks, and libraries. But here is the question that nobody wants to answer. So every time I think that you hear another camping ban, another place where those unhoused can't go, do me a favor and ask this right back. Then where will they go? Because if you continue to close off these areas without opening up new ones, are we really solving the problem? If you ask me to clean up the bedroom and I throw everything in the bedroom into the closet, and then when you come into the bedroom, it appears to be clean, and to which you say, okay, good job. The voters, the people living, like, hey, good job. I don't see it anymore. But all I did was throw everything in the closet. My question is did I fix things? But then all of a sudden inside the closet, there's a new law that says, hey, you can no longer throw things inside of the closet when you clean the room. So my question if I can't throw things in the closet, where do they go? So this thing is all just musical chairs. Again, I am not trying to change anyone's opinion about those that are unhoused. That's going to be on you. But I'll ask, as soon as you hear about a ban, I'll ask you, where would they go? Because it feels like a game of musical chairs. By the way, I'll admit, growing up, musical chairs was one of my favorites. I love that game. But every time the music stops in this situation, right, there seems to be fewer chairs as you play the game. That was the game, right? You have fewer chairs. Well, when we're talking about the unhoused, we literally have fewer chairs. Ban, 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 while it's not keeping up with something new. So when we don't have new, and you have ban, 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 then where will they go? 9:47. We do need to talk about indoor recess. We'll have that discussion. But up next, we'll lighten it up a little bit. So parents, I'll ask you, would you pay money for your kid to get into the high school that you want? Next, Gee and Ursula.
The Jake and Spike Show.
A couple.
Weekdays noon to 3.
That's not fair. A guy in a couple who ate dirt as a way to change the mojo for the Mariners. Kyle, in the video, it looks like you are mixing it with, I assume that's milk.
It was milk. I just thought, like, what would be the easiest thing to mix this with? I guess in the moment, maybe a beer would have been better.
Clearly it did work. I've posted plenty of TikToks before, and I've never had this happen before.
Watch the Jake and Spike Show live on YouTube.
Hey, it's G. Scott here. I recently spoke with my good buddy Jonathan over at DUI Heroes about how he and his people treat new clients. They recognize the human being behind the charge and treat them the way that we all want to be treated. He and his team take care of the individual, the human being throughout the entire process. Yes, you, me, everybody else. We make mistakes. So if your loved one is accused of DUI, it's time to talk to Jonathan and his team. They can help you. Call 1-800-DUI-HERO or DUIHeroes.com.
Wellness. How do you practice it easily every day? At Olympic Hot Tub, we have more ways to achieve total wellness at home than ever before. Immerse yourself and let jets melt stress away in a saltwater hot spring spa. Swim in the privacy of your own backyard in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to cozy warmth and detox in an amazing Tilo sauna. Then awaken your mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Better you, better life.
Have you stopped to think about how you feel today compared to, say, 10 years ago? Are you noticing changes? Less energy, slow recovery, trouble focusing, maybe even weight gain? What if you could turn back the clock and feel stronger, sharper, and more alive? At Longevity Medical Clinic, we help people do exactly that. For over 3 decades, we've been helping thousands of men and women find out what's really going on inside their bodies and take action to feel better and live longer. With advanced diagnostics and personalized hormone and supplement plans, we uncover what's been holding you back and show you how to optimize your health. Our patients often say, "Now I finally understand what's happening and what to do about it." Take the first step today. Call 866-86-YOUNG or visit lmclinic.com to schedule your free consultation. Longevity Medical Clinic. Feel better. Live longer. Let's do it together.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Cancers impact so many, but there's hope because the UW Cancer Vaccine Institute is developing ways to treat and prevent the deadliest cancers. Learn more at uwcvi.org about patients who received treatment 20 years ago that are healthy today. You can help by donating to fight at your local Safeway.
If you use carpool or toll lanes along SR 167, some things are about to change, and some things aren't. If you ride without a good-to-go account, you'll receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. Having Good to Go means it'll cost less than pay by mail. Not a change. Carpoolers will need a Flex Pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. A Good to Go pass saves you $2 on every toll. No change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com. Free Flex Passes while supplies last.
You've been wiring pounds to a second wife in London.
It's not what it looks like.
And here she is now.
Sure it isn't.
Hello, darling.
Elizabeth?
Did you know our husband used a bank instead of Wise to send you money? What an imbecile.
Well,
see, even your secret wife knows that banks are slow and hide fees in overseas transfers.
Those cheaters.
If you want to send money overseas, use Wise. They're faster and they don't hide fees.
You can save up to 70% when you send money abroad. Be smart. Get Wise. Learn more by visiting wise.com. T's and C's apply.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Jillian Raftery. Former FBI Director James Comey appeared before a judge this morning to defend against criminal charges brought against him. CBS's Natalie Brand is in Washington, D.C. with those details.
Comey's attorney says he will file 3 motions, including vindictive and unlawful prosecution.
This is a vindictive prosecution, and unlike most other cases, he has quite a load of evidence to bring to the court.
I think he's a crooked guy. He's a dirty cop.
Comey's indictment came days after the president posted this on social media, putting pressure on Attorney General Pam Bondi to go after political rivals, including Comey.
Tensions are rising in Portland, and now Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem is in the middle of it. Coin TV reports she visited the city's ICE facility Tuesday, just days after a federal judge blocked the Trump administration from sending in National Guard troops. The administration is appealing that decision. Noem's visit drew protesters and sparked more concern from Oregon leaders. Governor Tina Kotek says there's no insurrection and no legal reason to deploy troops. Portland's mayor says federal agents are using troubling tactics and wants them held accountable. New toll rules for State Route 167. Carpoolers who want to use the express toll lanes for free must have a good-to-go account, a Flex Pass set to HOV mode in their vehicle, and at least 2 people in the vehicle starting October 20th. Motorcycles will also need an account and a good-to-go motorcycle pass to use the lanes for free. But the northbound 167 HOV lane between Sumner and Pacific will be untolled until the bridge is fixed. Not only did the Mariners beat the Tigers last night 8-4, KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports a new Mariners star was born.
It's the call that made Longview, Washington native Jamison Turner and his homemade shirts famous.
He literally has a shirt that says "Dump Here"
for 61.
For number 61.
No way. Then, right after he caught Cal Raleigh's 61st home run ball in the 9th inning, he pulled his teal and silver shirt off to reveal another.
He's got a 62 shirt.
And reporters found him after the game.
I said, okay, this is my shot. He's going to hit me a home run right now. I'm still in shock right now.
Cal Raleigh found him too, giving Jamison an autographed ball and bat. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Now to KIRO Radio and traffic. We are still dealing with a collision, it appears, on the I-90 westbound floating bridge right at the Mount Baker Tunnel. If that has cleared, send us a text on the text line. I'm still seeing a backup all the way to Mercer Island, now even past that Roanoke curve there. I-5 north and south getting in and out of downtown are pretty heavy, even a little bit heavier than normal for this time of day. There was a collision right at the I-90 interchange, but I believe that has cleared as well. Still very heavy. Both floating bridges heavy getting into that interchange. West Seattle Bridge backing up. I-5 northbound backing up all the way to Rainier Beach. 405 northbound pretty heavy, especially through the S-curves, but petering out as you get closer into Bellevue. Let's get some travel times. Federal Way to Seattle, 51 minutes. Linwood to Seattle, 42 minutes. Renton to Bellevue, 34 minutes. Bothell to Bellevue, 33 minutes. This report brought to you by the KIRO Radio Rundown. Text newsletter to 888-973-5476 and subscribe to the daily KIRO News Radio Rundown. Get the latest news and updates from your favorite KIRO News Radio shows straight to your inbox. Weather brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Warming up to 62, but staying cloudy today. 61 and all clouds tomorrow. It's 53 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
It is Gee Ursula Show. Good morning to all of you. Ursula will be back next week. She is in Portugal having the time of her life. So I just want you all to know she will be back here soon. Yes, we do miss Ursula, no doubt about it. Okay, let's get to it. You think Do you think getting your kid into college is stressful? Well, how about high school? That's right. Right now, according to a Wall Street Journal, parents across the country are shelling out bread anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000 for private consultants who specialize in high school admissions. These consultants help families craft application essays, prep for interviews, and even train parents on how to talk about their kids without sounding like they're running a PR campaign. In cities like Los Angeles and New York, consultants can charge hourly rates of more than $200 or flat packages in the 5 figures. One LA consultant even added a clause in her contract saying she could fire a client for using profanity because some parents can get a little bit pushy about getting their 8th grader into the right school. Now, this isn't a one Mercer Island mom that paid $3,000 for her daughter to have unlimited access to a local admissions coach saying the process helped their family find a school that matched her daughter's goals and, quote, brought peace to the household. Now, between the private consultants, test prep, and tuition that can sometimes hit $50,000 a year, for some parents, high school has officially become the new college. Now, before I go into this topic, I want to ask you, what's your thoughts on something like this? Are you someone that actually agrees or you actually would pay a consultant fee for your child or your loved one to get into high school? Let me go into this. First, yes. Yes, I would if I could. Okay, I'm going to speak from that point of view because I truly believe, just taking myself, I know for a fact that where I went to school growing up is a direct link to where I am right now. And I'll stand on that I'll die on this hill. How many hills I'll die on? This is one. Because when you are choosing a high school, you're not just choosing like, I like that building, nice, and the football feels nice or anything like that. No, you are stepping into a place where this will kind of shape you or them or her or him for the next 40, 50 years. I made it a point to not even look this up statistically. I know they've done studies on zip codes in the United States. If you're from certain zip codes, they've done that. But I didn't even want to go into the high school because I wanted to come into this topic with my real feelings on this without being influenced by the numbers. Think about it right like this. In sports, the right coach can turn normal, regular talent into Hall of Fame talent. I look at Russell Wilson, former quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks. Russell Wilson was incredible with the Seahawks. He was incredible because I think that he had great coaching. Also, he was incredible because I also think that he was on a team with other people that were competitive too. A great defense, Marshawn Lynch on offense. He came into a great situation and will always be remembered for being that part of that Super Bowl winning team and being remembered for an outstanding career while he was here. That's no different than being and picking apart the right high school. And so what is happening right now, right, we are seeing, you guys have seen the defunding of the Department of Education on the federal level. You guys have seen the demonization of teachers. You guys have seen where we have taken resources away from public schools, right? You have seen all of those things. So now people are now saying, okay, I want my kid to go to that school. I want my kid to go to that school. So I just wanted to go long on this one because I wanted to say, I am not going to make fun of anybody doing this because, yes, I agree, Chef.
I got to make fun of it. I got to make fun of it.
Go ahead.
Maybe not for all parents. I think I can understand why you and Angela place such a high premium on premium education. Because if you look at the outcomes of kids from certain incomes, certain background zip codes, the data is pretty bleak. But I think for the average kid, at least from a family like mine, I can't afford it. There's no way I'd be able to afford that. And even if I could, there's no way I would pay that. I have to believe that it is possible to go through a public school system and be just fine. It's not going to be every kid, obviously. There's going to be kids that get left behind. But, I know plenty of gifted and talented kids that, went to great schools, had great college education, and they ain't doing squat. There is this level of grasping and anxiety from parents today that I find to be extremely off-putting. Mm-hmm. Like, you will be able to write your child's future. Of course, you want to do everything that you can to help your child succeed. But the level that people go to now, it's not to keep up with the Jones. It's to get ahead of the Jones. Life is not a competition, right? Like, every kid is going to have their path. Their job in life is not to be better than Tim, not to be better than Susie. It's to find their own way. And I don't necessarily think like a private school education is going to help a lot of kids find their own way. And it's absurd to think that you would have to do that in a country like the United States of America. Even if social mobility is lower here than in places like the UK where they have literal lords.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying that I like it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that I want to live in a society where we all appreciate the public school system and how important it has been. I believe that the public school system is so important. And this is another reason why I believe that investments into all public school districts are important, not picking and choosing which school districts are important.
Can I ask you a quick question? Mm-hmm. How do you think your child would be better served? You dumping $125,000 into their high school education or putting $125,000 in a 401k or investment plan for them at the age of 14 and letting that sucker mature?
It's a good question. Knowing what I know now, $125,000 into the education.
All right.
And Chef, just so you know, it really hurt to tell you that.
Yep.
I'm just being truthful with you.
Your experience. Yep.
Hey, coming up next here on the Gee and Ursula Show, we do need to talk about what do you think about indoor recess? Gee and Ursula.
KIRO News Radio is right there with you.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
On your smart speaker before you head out the door.
We continue to be in recovery mode on northbound I-5.
Watch live on YouTube or the KIRO News Radio app.
Newfangled idea of having to see the people while they're talking.
The office, the gym, wherever you are.
Get on the YouTube channel. The whole gang's there.
KIRO News Radio. 97.3 FM. Powered by MyNorthwest.com.
Are you looking at senior living options for you or a loved one? If so, you likely have many questions like, what can I afford? How long will my savings last? And if I run out of money, will I have to move out? If these questions are weighing on you, I'm here to talk you through different solutions. Hi, I'm Amanda from Care Partners Senior Living. At Care Partners, we're focused on offering high-quality, compassionate care at very affordable prices to help stretch and preserve your assets. And if you ever run out of funds and need to convert to Medicaid, you won't have to move. We have vibrant communities throughout Western Washington, Spokane, and Arizona offering independent, assisted living, and memory care. Our caregivers are some of the most loving and genuine people you'll ever meet. Stretch your assets, preserve your estate, and never worry about moving. That's peace of mind in the Care Partners Living Difference. Learn more at carepartnersliving.com. Care Partners is excited to announce our newest communities in Port Orchard, Sumner, Snohomish, and North Creek Bothell. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
Whatever temperatures this winter brings, your friendly and knowledgeable Bryant dealer is ready to help. Your dealer is committed to achieving a high level of training and skills backed by outstanding products from one of the industry's most trusted names, Bryant. Whether you need a quick fix or an entirely new heating system, your local Bryant dealer will do whatever it takes for your family's comfort.
Schedule an appointment today. Visit BryantNorthwest.com for a dealer near you. Bryant, whatever it takes.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
Did you know that nearly half the homes in Western Washington are not properly insulated or not insulated at all? That may be the reason why your home is way too hot in the summer and way too cold in the winter. It may also be the reason that your energy bills are sky high. Right now, Insulation Northwest is offering a free inspection of your home's insulation. This is a $199 value and it's absolutely free, no obligation. Just call today and Insulation Northwest will arrange a time that works with your schedule. We'll perform a thorough exam of your home's insulation and give you the advice you need to start saving thousands. Everyone who calls today will also receive a free infrared screening of your home using the latest technology. This will help reveal any hidden flaws in your home's protective energy blanket. What do you have to lose? It only takes about an hour and it's absolutely free. Call Insulation Northwest today, the real insulation company.
InsulationNorthwest.com.
Upgrade your home comfort and save 20% during the Bob's Heating preseason furnace sale. With great savings plus free financing on heat pumps, water heaters, generators, and more, our award-winning team has what you need to stay cozy this chilly season at a cost you're comfortable with. Voted best in the Pacific Northwest, we're honored to be your dedicated home comfort company since 1957. Call Bob's and save today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
KIRO News Radio has your chance to win 4 tickets to the Seahawks Monday Night Football game on October 20. Head to the KIRO Newsradio app, click the Win tab in the bottom right corner, and enter to win. You can enter once per day, so the more times you enter through the KIRO Newsradio app, the better your odds will be. Do it every day, October 7th through October 13th. Details and rules at mynorthwest.com/win. From the station where the 12s hear the Hawks, KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Good morning to all of you. Grateful that you guys are hanging out with the show. Coming up at 10 o'clock, the Oregon National Guard General said something that I was actually pretty shocked about. At 10 o'clock, we will be talking about that. Did you, be honest now, I know all of us appear to be perfect. Did you ever get detention back in the day?
Yes.
Nick, you ever get detention?
Yeah, a couple times.
Did you?
Yeah, it was rare, but I did, once or twice.
Before I continue, you all listening, Chef Nick, do you guys think I ever got detention?
No.
Nick?
I don't think so.
Nope. Never. I know you guys are listening like, wait, what? No, that's true. Anyways, let's get to it.
Goody two-shoes.
let's get to it. So, back then, you guys remember, you'd have to sit in the classroom and people like G would walk by and be like, hey, what's up, y'all? How y'all doing? And you have to stare at the clock and just stew, chef. You have to just stew. Just sit there. And by the way, if you had to do an hour, that hour actually felt like it took 15 hours because it clicked, tick,
tick,
tick, tick. According to the Washington Post, right, there is a high school in Bath, Maine that decided to try something different. Instead of sitting in detention, kids who break the rules can go on a hike. The program started last year when a school counselor, Leslie Trundy, who's also an avid hiker, thought, maybe a walk through the woods could do more for a kid's mindset than staring at a wall for 2 hours. Students who skipped class, chef, or mouth off to a teacher could choose a few miles on this trail instead, complete with snacks, fresh air, and a poem at halfway point. And here's the wild part. You ready for this, y'all? It's working. Kids right now say it helps them calm down, think more clearly, and even want to come back to school. One girl said she used to dread detention, but now volunteers for the hikes. She calls hiking her new hobby. Now, okay, I know that some of you guys are thinking, that's soft. I'm glad you said that because right now there are parents that still think, that is soft. But Trundy, the teacher, says she has seen fewer detentions overall, and even the repeat offenders. You guys, you like that word, repeat offenders. Repeat offenders are not coming back just because they're just coming back because they enjoy it. Do you all think that this is a good idea? Instead of the normal detention, actually doing something with hikes. Chef, do you think as someone who has experience with detention that this is a good thing?
I do. As long as they're spending that same time doing the hiking, right? If you're not pulling them out of class to take the hike, if you make them stay after school and they have to do it, it's mandatory, and there are other consequences if they don't. I think actually having some attention and interaction with the teacher in a fluid, moving environment is awesome for a lot of boys especially. But also, I can see how parents could look at that and say, are you serious? You're taking them on a cakewalk? Their punishment is a cakewalk? No, let them sit there. Let them sit there and think about their choices. That's the old school. I don't mind this, though.
I don't mind it at all. I talked to Chef about this. We talk about it. I know he gets, by the way, there's a lot of things he probably gets tired of hearing me say on repeat often. I think, and this is not a shot at our amazing teachers and amazing school administrators. However, I think today's school curriculum is extremely outdated. I think the ask of people to go into a building for 7 hours. Now, some of the elementary school kids, they don't get to switch classes like high school kids, right? They have to stay in the same classroom, stay sitting in the same seat, listening to the teacher, and making a young G. Scott at that age just sit down the entire time and ask to use the restroom. I just think the way that we do things is just archaic. There's no other system when they get ready to go into the real world will it ever be that way. I think there needs to be a major overhaul, but they need to slowly change the school curriculum and something like this. Instead of the detention, a teacher says, hey, let's go for a hike. And then what happens is and I know there's somebody listening right now that you probably did not do well in school, but you did well in life. There's a reason, because some people, some people suck at school. I'm just going to flat out say it. Some people suck at school and some people are better at life.
That's fair.
And unfortunately, when you're in school and you suck, It feels like everybody judges you on that. And by the way, the best thing I ever did was suck at the right time. I sucked in school in 5th grade and 6th grade, got kicked out, and was shipped off to military school. Best thing ever happened in my life. All right, Chef. Got that off my chest. All right. Coming up next, the Oregon National Guard, the general, he said something that I was actually shocked about. We will share this next. Gee and Ursula.
Health insurance is broken, but it doesn't have to be. That's why Scan Health Plan was founded as a nonprofit, so we can create Medicare Advantage plans that focus on the real needs of seniors. We've been people first since 1977, and we're here to make Medicare work hard for you, because you deserve more than a broken system. You deserve a plan that fights for you. Visit scandifference.org to learn more. Scan Health Plan is an HMO plan with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in Scan Health Plan depends on contract renewal.
Wellness. How do you practice it easily every day? At Olympic Hot Tub, we have more ways to achieve total wellness at home than ever before. Immerse yourself and let jets melt stress away in a saltwater hot spring spa. Swim in the privacy of your own backyard in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to cozy warmth and detox in an amazing Tilo sauna. Then awaken your mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Better you, better life.
And now, Tales of Another Way. You've got your same old playlist, but another song about a breakup is just a downer. 2 minutes in your music app, and now you're groovin', man. Sometimes another way is the better way, like the new SR 509 Expressway, the alternate route that'll help manage congestion on I-5 and other local roads. It's tolling now, and you can save $2 per toll with a Good to Go pass. Get a free sticker pass at goodtogo509.com.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
What burning questions do you have? You can help drive the conversation by going to mynorthwest.com or text Choke Points to 888-973-5476.
Tuesdays and Thursdays on Seattle's Morning News.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Tired of hearing scary radio ads about the IRS? Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000 or $500,000, we have a solution. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS with zero risk to you. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with a BBB. End your tax nightmare today by visiting TRA.com or call 800-583-6681. That's 800-583-6681.
Is your car road trip ready? Don't get stranded. Get to Bucky's Complete Auto Repair. Bucky's has been preparing cars, trucks, and SUVs for safe, worry-free travel for over 50 years. We take care of your car with experience and good old-fashioned customer service. For all your oil changes, brakes, AC charging, and factory maintenance, choose Bucky's. No appointment needed, and yes, friendly financing is available. Visit Bucky's.com. Bucky's, where your car feels right at home.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right.
Y'all gotta try that Febreze car.
Just right, just right, just right. Yeah. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistent scent, all over Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face. When it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah. Breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
Go from daydreamer to industry leader with Amazon Business. From office supplies to IT essentials, Amazon Business provides tools that help you save costs and make insight-based decisions. Learn how to bring your visions to life at AmazonBusiness.com.
Get 5 quarts of Valvoline Full Synthetic Motor Oil, a Wix filter, and a $15 gift card after rebate at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Sharp Vision modern LASIK and lens has given me back clear vision. They've performed over 80,000 successful lens replacement surgeries. At Sharp Vision, you'll get the best price combined with the best experience. Sharp-vision.com. That's sharp with an E, -vision.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Steve Kathan. Authorities have arrested a 29-year-old man in Florida, charging him with setting the Palisades fire in California back in January, blamed for 12 deaths. Federal agent Kenny Cooper.
We're not making a probable cause arrest. This team up here feels that we have met beyond a reasonable doubt. We are confident that the burden of proof by the government on this presumed innocent person will be met in trial.
Former FBI Director James Comey pleaded not guilty to charges in the federal case against him for obstruction and lying to Congress. CBS's Scott McFarland says a January trial date was set.
The Trump administration earlier this fall appointed a new U.S. attorney here in the Eastern District of Virginia, ousting the former U.S. attorney who did not bring forward a James Comey case. The new U.S. attorney is Lindsay Halligan, former Trump White House aide. Within days of getting the job, and about 5 days after Trump posted on social media he'd like to see a James Comey criminal case, Halligan convinced a grand jury to indict.
More federal employees may soon have to take lie detector tests, as we hear from CBS's Michael Wallace.
CBS News has learned Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard recently ordered intelligence agencies to review whether polygraph tests should be added to the security clearance process for their employees or contractors. She wants to know if they've leaked information to the media.
On social media, President Trump said the governor of Illinois and mayor of Chicago should be in jail for not protecting federal agents. CBS's Usher Qureshi.
The Trump administration moved to send hundreds of Illinois and Texas Guard members to the city following several weeks of sweeping immigration raids here that have triggered at times tense protests against federal agents. Illinois officials have accused the Trump administration of purposefully creating chaos as a pretext to rationalize the Guard's deployment.
More than 1,000 delays have been reported today at airports, largely due to staffing issues pegged to the government shutdown. Travelers are concerned.
If there aren't enough air traffic controllers, safety issues with getting planes out, not having crashes.
And with health care, the key issue for Democrats of the shutdown standoff, CBS's Bradley Blackburn has more on a new study.
Medicaid expansion under the Affordable Care Act has helped to improve cancer survival rates, especially in rural and high poverty areas. Researchers from the American Cancer Society compared data from 26 states that expanded coverage in 2014 to several states that did not at the time. They found 5-year survival rates were significantly higher in Medicaid expansion states.
And checking Wall Street, stocks are higher. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is up 150. This is CBS News.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Take the next step forward in your career with great benefits and an award-winning workplace. Apply at careers.progressive.com.
Mariners on the mind, how to watch today's big game up in just a minute. But first, KIRO News Radio traffic. We have that lingering problem on I-90 westbound just east of the West High Rise. There is a disabled vehicle blocking the right lane and a backup from, about the Mount Baker Tunnel all the way back onto Mercer Island, and it's grown a little bit past that Roanoke curve on I-90. It's going to take you a few extra minutes to get through that bridge area. We also have a collision on southbound I-5 just south of Northeast Northgate Way in North Seattle. The incident is blocking the right lane and partially blocking the southbound I-5 on-ramp from Northgate Way. And I am seeing, quite a bit of backup. It's unusual to see backing up past Green Lake today, but we are seeing that. So will take definitely 5 extra minutes to get into downtown Seattle. I-5 northbound drive into Seattle from the south end is looking a lot better than it was even just a half hour ago. We still do have a northbound I-5 slowdown in Fife from about the north end of Tacoma all the way through the Fife curve going up to Highway 18. Here's some travel times. Federal Way to Seattle, 40 minutes. Linwood to Seattle, 34 minutes. Renton to Bellevue, 29 minutes. Bothell to Bellevue on 405 southbound, 30 minutes. So all in all, a few minutes slower than usual, but not too shabby. This report brought to you by ProSculpt, the one-day permanent fat loss and skin tightening solution for men and women, offered by New Skin Med Spa in Bellevue. Book your free consultation at prosculpt.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Jillian Raftery. We are all feeling the fever.
This one is going, and goodbye baseball.
The rain delay did not dampen the excitement for Mariners fans at watch parties Tuesday. Here's KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman.
When we saw the delay at first, we were very excited because that meant we would be on time, but now we'd like the game to start.
And happy hour lasting a little longer.
Yeah, we may have sold a few more beers than we were anticipating, but that's not a bad thing.
Not a bad thing for local businesses hosting a watch party for Game 3 of the ALDS.
It boosts our sales. It boosts morale with the community. Everyone's having a good time. We're all love riding this Mariner wave right now.
We have a rundown of today's watch parties on mynorthwest.com. First pitch is set for 12:08 p.m. A group of Mexican restaurant owners want the state to crack down on illegal taco stands. They tell Como TV these pop-ups are unlicensed, unsafe, and hurting legitimate businesses. The coalition has filed complaints about more than 50 vendors in cities like Seattle, Tacoma, and Kent. Some of the stands are reportedly tied to out-of-state operations and lack basic sanitation. Tacoma could soon ban camping near schools, parks, and libraries. KIRO 7 TV's Dee Dee Sun has more.
Tacoma already has a camping ban in place around existing shelters and water. Some of those shelters closed in the last year, meaning many of those no camping areas went away. The new proposed law would expand the camping ban to 5 blocks around schools, parks, and libraries.
I'm a firm believer that we need to provide shelter and housing for people to kind of end homelessness. At the same time, we have to keep our public spaces open and accessible to the public.
Not every city council member was supportive of the change. A full debate is expected to happen later this month.
Weather brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. 62 is your high for the day. It's going to stay partly cloudy. Tomorrow, mostly cloudy, 61, and rain moves in on Friday. 54 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery with KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
It's the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Wednesday, October 8th. Appreciate you all hanging out with the show. Just to let you know, my co-host Ursula, she's on vacation. She's in Portugal. She will be back here next week. We definitely miss Ursula. If you're new to the show, thank you for being here. And if you are always here with the show, thank you for being back. We appreciate you. Nick is here on the boards today. And of course, we got Chef here as our producer. Really appreciate that. We got a lot to discuss in this 10 o'clock hour. Let's go.
What's new at 10?
Major airports right now across the country are facing serious flight delays because of, yes, the government shutdown. The FAA says it's short about 3,800 air traffic controllers, and that shortage is starting to hit hard. At places like Nashville, Chicago, even Burbank, flights are now being delayed for hours, some because there simply aren't enough controllers to keep the planes moving safely. The union representing them says most are still showing up to work, even though they're not getting paid. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy is warning that this could get worse if Congress doesn't end the shutdown soon. He says smaller, rural airports might lose service entirely once federal subsidies run out later this week. Is this a concern for anyone? Or is this a concern because maybe, hey, I'm not going to the airport, this won't affect me? Or when do you start to get concerned about a lot of things that are going on? I'm not saying the why. I'm just saying, just in general, the concern. This thing right here about people showing up to work potentially and not getting paid, would you? How would that feel? Have you ever shown up to work and knew that the work that you were doing that you were not getting paid for? That would have to be something that is hard and tough to do. We have not really seen the delays as far as here locally in Seattle. I'm sure once and if we do, our very own Luke Ducey will be heading over there to SCA to let us know about any of that.
Well, we've been tracking it a little bit this morning. There's currently 22 flights delayed out of SeaTac. The only thing is we cannot confirm exactly why that is. Yes.
Okay. So we do have some delays. Now, and just so we're clear, there's delays at SeaTac, SCA, even without this. So like Chef said, we want to properly report it. We don't know the reason as to why that this is happening. But I can say this. Right now, it is Tuesday, October 8th. If we go into next week, October 15th, and this government is still shut down, I can assure you we are going to see and feel some real repercussions from that. We will see situations in which FAA will report about a shortage of air traffic controllers because whether or not someone is like calling in sick, and that's probably the first thing that you would do. If you're going to go to work and not getting paid, I'm quite sure that someone's going to say, oh, okay, well then let me just call in sick. And maybe you're listening right now. And maybe that's what you've done right now. If you have, text us. Not only will we like to talk, we would love to interview you. I don't know if you'll probably come out and do an interview, but how about you text us and let us know, 888-973-5476. Right now, Donald Trump continues to push very hard to deploy National Guard troops in American cities. Chicago, Portland, Memphis. White House advisor Stephen Miller is calling rulings from federal judges that are blocking those deployments legal insurrection. And Donald Trump says he's willing to invoke the Insurrection Act to get around the judges. This here is from Newsmax yesterday.
The Insurrection Act, is that going to be formally invoked? Is that a way to kind of get around all this opposition?
Well, it is a way to get around it. If we don't have to use it, I wouldn't use it. If you take a look at what's been going on in Portland, it's been going on for a long time, and that's insurrection. I mean, that's pure insurrection. And then you'll have a governor get up and say, there's absolutely nothing wrong, and you see these places are burning down, like in Chicago with Pritzker.
Here's what, before we continue, here's what has me, like, really scratching my head. Seriously. We have sent Luke Ducey, our KIRO News reporter, down to Portland, not once, but twice. Every single time that he's down in Portland and when he's reporting, right, he specifically lets us know it's not a city block, it's not blocks, it's not big communities. It is literally a driveway in which they are talking about. And they want to send troops there. Right? That is what's happening right now. But if I want to hear from the president right now, like a president with real leadership would be to speak and talk to the American people about the government shutdown and speak it maybe to the 755,000 federal workers that are right now in limbo, potentially working without getting paid, potentially working, and if they were to get furloughed, not getting any type of back pay. That should be the discussion. I just wonder if 750,000 federal workers right now, I'm curious of their concern of Chicago, Portland, and Memphis right now. I would almost bet that some of the National Guards that are standing right there in those situations are standing there asking themselves, why am I here? So the question now, we'll move on to, how will National Guard commanders respond to their potential deployment? Well, here's some news. Some might take this news as encouraging. some might take this news as disappointing. Oregon National Guard Commander General Alan R. Grunwald testified in a city committee hearing who he's going to protect. Check this out.
That Oregon National Guard men and women they serve two purposes. One, to defend America, and two, to protect Oregonians. And so by serving in this mission, they will be protecting any protesters at the ICE facility. That's my desire. Now, to answer your question, full force is not a doctrinal term that the Army uses. So I'm not sure exactly what that means, and I don't want to speculate as to what level of force they will be allowed to use.
Thank you very much, General. Thank you.
And I would just like to request of each of you, and please pass this on to your colleagues, that our soldiers we're the home team, and our job is to protect and serve Oregonians, and we follow lawful orders, and that's what we're doing, and to please treat them with dignity and respect as fellow Oregonians. Thank you.
If you need to hear that again, let me play a little bit of that. One second.
And so by serving in this mission, they will be protecting any protesters at the ICE facility.
Here's what I absolutely love out of the general. That's a leader. And leaders is something that I feel is not really common that we're hearing from a lot of leadership. And so I love the way I love his tone. I love the way he delivered that. And one of the things that really stood out to me, my most favorite thing, yes, sure, he talks about protecting the protesters, but that's not my favorite thing. My favorite thing is he says, we are the home team. And that is a call to everyone. So I just wish that, we're not in Portland and we're not being streamed. Well, maybe you're in Portland, you're streaming thus on YouTube. I just wish and hope that people that do go and protest, do your thing, no doubt, protest. But I hope you do remember that those National Guard, those men and women that are there, like this general said, they are the home team, right? They are there, and I'm quite sure that there are a lot of people that are being deployed that just want to do their job. And sometimes when decisions are made at the top, if you don't want to lose your job, you have to continue to do what you appear to be doing. Wait a minute. It's no different than me here at my job or you at your job. Sometimes decisions that get made at the top, you can't do anything about. And I know you probably can think and tell of a story where you've probably been recently in that situation. Again, I hope I'm trying to say the quiet part out loud. I have been in that situation. And what you're trying to focus on, you're just trying to keep your job. So thank you, General, for saying that they are the home team.
I'm struggling with how people on the conservative side could possibly justify this, and I would love hearing from you. So the president is saying that what is happening within less than half of a block in one street of Portland is an insurrection. Now, Gee, we got a message just a couple days ago on Facebook from someone who was talking about the George Floyd protests.
Yes.
And they said, how come you guys don't ever talk about when, quote, Antifa was burning down cities and there are violent riots all across America? Okay, we can characterize that how you want, but that is the framework that conservatives view that time as. Can you possibly tell me, look me in the face and say that what is happening in Chicago or what's happening in Portland even approaches the level of protest, not to mention I don't see any cars burning, anything like that, even approaches what happened in 2020 when Donald Trump was president? If he did not invoke the Insurrection Act then, what cause does he have to do it now. And if you look at what the Insurrection Act actually allows a president to do, is to deploy the military within the U.S. under 3 conditions. 1, to suppress an insurrection against the U.S. government. There is no insurrection happening. There are legal protests happening that is protected freedom of speech. 2, to enforce federal laws when ordinary means are obstructed. There are no federal laws being obstructed. Sanctuary states don't block ICE or the federal government for doing anything. ICE can go pick up people from our jails anytime they want. Come on by. You have the jail rosters. We are not stopping you. We're not doing your job for you, though. 3rd is to protect civil rights when states are violating or failing to protect them. I do not see any failure of civil rights happening except from the officers from ICE and Border Patrol, who I see shooting protesters in the head with pepper balls from the top of buildings when they are doing nothing but speaking, or firing tear gas on peaceful protesters who have taken zero violent action. There are no conditions we could possibly consider what's happening in the United States right now as an insurrection. And so to hear that general say that, bless you, sir.
I was going to put in another story, but sometimes one more story would not be good. So instead, I want to do something different. Sometimes when I prepare, or in Chef, we prepare for the show, we obviously we focus on the news first, what's happening here locally and how that impacts us all. And then we go abroad and we go national and how that story connects and how it has an impact on us here locally. And so there are times, full transparency, that I get frustrated with some of the news that's the top stories that we're talking about. And the reason why I get frustrated is because I feel that in my profession, I probably shouldn't be doing this, but I'm going to tell y'all the truth. I feel like in my profession, we're made to believe that we need to discuss this. Like, we have to discuss this. And I sometimes believe that the more we discuss it, the worse that it gets. Like Portland, for an example, when we're talking about the driveway, and then meanwhile, you'll see other other people that do this for a living. They tell you that Portland is on fire. If Portland was on fire right now, if Portland was really bad right now, I promise you, I'm going to tell you how the media game goes. Luke Ducey, our KIRO News reporter, he would be there. He would be in Portland right now showing you, coming live from that. You all know how the media goes. I don't have to tell you. You know that is the goal, for people to show you what is happening. Do you think Luke would be here in our building sitting down, drinking coffee, if that was the case? But we're talking about these things happening. But meanwhile, the most important things, I don't think that those are being addressed. So here's my assignment. And respectfully, I'll ask you, so then therefore I can better, or Chef can better curate this show so we can talk about the things that need to be discussed. Here's my question for you, and you can text in your answer at 888-973-5476. Right now, what is your biggest concern? You can only pick one. Is it Portland? Is it Chicago? Is it Memphis? Is it those undocumented immigrants literally crossing the border? Is that your concern? Is it groceries? Is it rent? Is it not being able to buy a house? Is it school? I'm curious, because sometimes when I'm doing this show, I swear, I tell Chef, I get frustrated. I'm like, why are we talking about this? Is it the Epstein files? What is it? Or is it the state of our country? Whatever it is, your opinion matters on this, because I would like to know. And by the way, your opinion isn't wrong. Your concern is your concern, because your concern might not be my concern. But I'll share with you my concern. My concern is what me and so many others, what we talk about every single day, seriously is not helping us progress and go forward. I feel like we are wasting our time talking about stuff that really isn't a problem. Is made for us to believe that something is a problem because some things don't want to be addressed. The economy for the working class doesn't want to be addressed. The wars that are continuing don't want to be addressed. This economy, Epstein files don't want to be addressed. So many things don't want to be addressed, but we're talking about things that really don't matter. So again, I'll ask your concern. 10:30 coming up next. Do you have a favorite breakfast place? We'll tell you why you need to know that next. Gee and Ursula.
This hour is brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington.
The Jake and Spike Show.
A couple.
Weekdays noon to 3.
That's not fair. A guy in a couple who ate dirt as a way to change the mojo for the Mariners. Kyle, in the video, it looks like you are mixing it with, I assume that's milk.
It was milk. I just thought, like, what would be the easiest thing to mix this with? I guess in the moment, maybe a beer would have been better.
Clearly it did work. I've posted plenty of TikToks before, and I've never had this happen before.
Watch the Jake and Spike Show live on YouTube.
Hey, it's G. Scott. Cancer, it touches us all. And as tough as it is, there's real hope. Right here at UW Medicine, the Cancer Vaccine Institute is developing vaccines to treat and even prevent some of the deadliest cancers. Real people are seeing remarkable results, longer remissions, better quality of life. And get this, patients who receive cancer vaccines more than 20 years ago are still alive today. That's powerful. But this life-saving mark depends on us. Donations fuel the research, the clinical trials, and the next breakthrough. Safeway is stepping up. On your next grocery run, it's simple to give at the register. So join me. Stop by any Safeway, make a donation, and help ignite the immune system to end cancer. Every dollar counts, and every action brings hope to family like yours and mine. Together, we can change the story. Learn more at uwcvi.org. That's uwcvi.org.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales event going on right now through October 19th. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales event going on right now. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder.
You gave years, maybe decades to your job. You showed up, worked hard, and planned for retirement. But now the company's changed, or maybe you've taken a buyout or been forced into early retirement. So what happens next? I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth. And if you've built up a 401k or thrift savings plan, now is the time to ask, is that money really working for you? Many workplace retirement plans offer limited options and even less guidance. At Trajan Wealth, we help people just like you roll over their accounts into IRAs with more flexibility and personalized investment strategies built around your goals. For households with $500,000 or more, let us build you a personalized plan. We operate on veteran values, service, trust, and doing what's right. Your next chapter starts now. Call Trajan Wealth, 206-656-3300, 206-656-3300.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Start having fun.
Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit MuckleshootCasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. If you've been considering surgery or even joint replacement, let me suggest something. Hi, it's Dave Ross. I've now talked to over 200 patients of Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, so many of whom have told me about the life-changing results, and those are their words, after treatment at Seattle Sports and Regenerative Medicine. These are people with severe osteoarthritis, even bone on bone, and they tell me that they're back hiking, jogging, playing tennis, skiing, golfing, walking up and down stairs, playing with the kids, the grandkids, and doing it without pain and without surgery. Dr. Mark Wagner's 60-minute outpatient procedure uses your own stem cells, and because they're your own stem cells, they can help regenerate your own cartilage in your own joints. Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is a board-certified Seattle physician with over 30 years of experience, and he's performed over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Also, he's one of the few doing it the right way. So listen to his patients, and remember, whether it's a shoulder, hip, elbow, ankle, wrist, or knee, before you choose surgery, first see Dr. Mark Wagner, MD. Get the facts, then get back in the game at drmarkwagnermd.com.
If you plan to use the carpool lanes along SR 167, you'll soon need a flex pass set to HOV mode to ride free. That's a change. Having Good to Go always costs less than pay by mail. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Jillian Raftery. Big news this morning, the arrest of a man accused of starting January's deadly Palisades fire in Los Angeles.
29-year-old Jonathan Rinderknecht allegedly ignited the fire on New Year's Day. It exploded 6 days later, killing 12 people and destroying 6,800 homes and businesses. Acting U.S. Attorney Bill Asaley says investigators have found digital evidence,
including the defendant's ChatGPT prompt of a dystopian painting showing in part a burning forest and a crowd fleeing from it.
Rinderknecht is charged with felony destruction of property by means of fire. Michael Wallace, CBS News.
Day 8 of the government shutdown, the conversations appear to be the same. Democrats want money for health care funding, and Republicans want a clean continuing resolution to open. Meanwhile, the FAA continues monitoring air traffic control staffing as the federal government shutdown continues.
A growing number of air traffic control workers who have been going without pay have been calling in sick. Drew Cavani worried her flight from Chicago to Italy would be affected.
I guess I could see if it had to shut down for an extra day or two while they finish the negotiations, but this is a little ridiculous.
Ground stops have been implemented at several airports because of air traffic control staffing issues. Jim Ursula, CBS News.
So far, Seattle does not seem to be affected. President Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner and Special Envoy Steve Witkoff have arrived in Egypt. They are joining talks trying to finalize President Trump's ceasefire plan for Gaza. Turning to the Mariners.
He's done it again! It is gone!
We are just over an hour and a half away from the first pitch as the Mariners take on the Tigers. If they win, the M's can advance to the American League Championship Series, and watch parties are happening everywhere. You can find a list on mynorthwest.com. That first pitch is at 12:08 p.m. on our sister station, 710 Seattle Sports. Let's check KIRO News Radio traffic. It has been a tough morning. We've cleared a lot of collisions, including the incident on southbound I-5 just south of Northgate Way. And it looks like the one at the Mount Baker Tunnel on I-90 westbound has cleared. Both floating bridges now look pretty good. We do have a new crash in Bellevue on I-90 westbound just east of Bellevue Way. That is backing things up all the way from the 405 interchange to about Eastgate right now. So pack a few extra minutes there. 405's looking better, but we still have some pretty thick traffic from going northbound from 167 through the S-curves. Let's get your travel times. 35 minutes from Federal Way to Seattle, Linwood to Seattle on I-5 southbound, 30 minutes. Renton to Bellevue, 26 minutes on 405 northbound. In the southbound direction, that's 26 minutes Bothell to Bellevue. This report brought to you by Global Credit Union, where members enjoy no-fee accounts and early payday with direct deposit. Learn more at globalcu.org. Weather brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Going to be about 62 degrees today. Clouds mostly sticking around. Very cloudy tomorrow before rain moves in on Friday. Highs both days in the low 60s. It's 54 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery with KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Jillian does such a good job with the news. I've given her 2 high fives, and Jillian, I just want to say, I love it when you're here.
Oh, gosh, thanks, G. I love being around
Seriously, you got the positive vibes now.
How can anyone be positive around you or be not positive?
Yeah, there you go. I appreciate you. Hey, we got scenarios coming up at 10:47. I ask you all a question. I ask you, what was your number one concern? I didn't think. Chef, what happened when I asked that question, bro?
Woo. We got a lot of folks writing in, and some of you have some very powerful and poignant things to say.
So I know what you cooked up for 11 o'clock. I think, Chef, we should lead off with people's concerns, and we should talk about it. And some of you all have texted in. Thank you for these text messages. You guys are pretty awesome, especially Gene here down in Pacific. We're going to bring up your text. Paul and Enumclaw, we're going to bring up your text. So we are going to talk about your concerns. We do that at 11. But right now, let's talk about food. The beloved Maltby Cafe. Have y'all heard of that place? The Maltby Cafe in Snohomish County is now a mother-daughter partnership. By the way, I've heard of the Maltby Cafe. I've never been there. Now that I think about it, I've never been there. So check out this story, y'all. According to the Herald, Keisha Laws has been there since day one. When I say day one, I'm talking about she was carried to work in a baby backpack at the age of 2. Now, she's worked alongside her mom for 5 years, doing everything from cooking to washing dishes, then managing the restaurant. The bustling homey community hub near Woodinville almost closed back in 2020, but was brought back from the brink by loyal supporters. And Laws, as in Keisha Laws, says fans can expect more of the same recipe that's kept them open. Maybe just a few updates, like a new computer system. So that got me to thinking. I want to ask you, do you got a favorite restaurant? If you do, come on now, shout them out. 888-973-5476. This is your time. Shout out your favorite restaurant. Before Chef talks about his favorite restaurant, I got to just shout out mine. Mm-hmm. And by the way, your favorite restaurant is your favorite restaurant for just a particular reason. It could be, no. 95% of the reason why that's your favorite restaurant is the people. It's not necessarily the food. It's the people. The people make that food taste better. Shout out to Pacific Southern down in Tacoma. That's my once a month spot with my brothers. We have a fellowship there. And Chef, we go there every first, when it's not football season, it's Sunday. But now it's football season. Yeah. It's Saturday. Every first Saturday, Pacific Southern down in Tacoma. Them people are the nicest people in the world. I love them so much. Now, do you, Chef, have a favorite breakfast spot?
I'll give you 2. But first of all, what is it about breakfast places that seem to be like the longest tenured restaurants ever?
Come on.
The ones that make it stick around for decades.
Yes!
Like I'm thinking about Claire's Pantry in Edmonds, the Pancake House, still there.
Okay.
I go there with my dad when I was, 3 years old.
Yeah.
And it's still there. Mm-hmm. You can still smell like decades old tobacco smoke from when they used to have people smoking in the back and everything. But I do have a special place in my heart for Maltby Cafe. It was a place growing up that we would stop at on the way home, coming home from hikes with my mom. Long day out hiking, get a cinnamon roll, whole big thing. And one particular lifestyle milestone. Before I married Gabby, I wanted to ask her parents their, not permission, but their blessing for me to ask to marry her.
Where you doing that?
I did that at the Maltby Cafe. So I took her mom and her stepdad out for breakfast. Told them I had something really important to ask them. sat down there. My stomach's all rolling. I got this giant plate of home fries and everything. I could barely eat a bite.
Right.
And, got to ask him, hey, really love your daughter, and I would love your blessing if I would ask her to marry me. And they said yes, of course, and we hugged. And so it's like that place will always have a special spot in my heart.
Okay. Love that. Love that, Chef. Now, okay, so growing up, my dad, he loved Joe's Diner in the city of Chicago. They knew his name. They know him all the time, and they called him Big Scott. They called me Lil Scott back in the day. Lil Scott, what you want? Come on, sit down. However, I'm going to make a sweeping statement that some of you guys might disagree with, but I don't care because I love sweeping statements. Here we go. You ready? Even though I love Pacific Southern and Tacoma, even though there may be some great breakfast spots in cities, Tacoma, Seattle's, and all that, here's my sweeping statement. The best breakfast places are in rural areas. Yep. Because I got that opinion. When me and my dad would go on the road, we go to those small towns. I'm talking about those small towns when you go in there and you can smell the coffee in the parking lot. You can smell some of the cigars. Oh, by the way, back in the day, just so y'all know, they used to allow you to smoke inside the restaurants.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you can smell the cigarette smoke. And I'm telling you, when she comes up to you, what do you have, hon? When they start calling you hon.
How about Shug? Hey, Shug.
Okay. What else would you like, dear? Oh, come on. Just take my money. Take my money. All you rural restaurants. And this is why Dave just texts in country cousins down in Centralia. And by the way, these restaurants, they ain't stingy. When you order pancakes, you get pancakes. Matter of fact, in the rural areas, there is a great chance. Check this out. Watch this. If you can finish all your pancakes, that ain't no good restaurant.
You're going to be hurting real bad. Hey, if it's not the type of place where in the past there was not some dude in the back with a dirty apron smoking a cigarette over a giant flat top with about 50 pancakes and 2 dozen eggs on it.
I'm telling y'all.
It's got to have that old time flavor.
I got to check in with you, Nick. Talk to your boy.
I grew up in the Kent area, and when me and my family or my buddies, we would always go to the place called, you've probably heard of this place, Sherry's. That was always the spot. We'd get the nice pies or the pie shakes. This place, I don't know if it exists anymore either. My dad would always take me out to Mitzel's. That was always a good spot.
I remember that.
I loved Mitzel's growing up.
Yeah. Hey, I'm just telling y'all. Wait a minute. A lot of y'all agree with me. Chef, did you kind of agree with that?
About rural?
Yes.
Yeah, mostly because I ain't about paying like $40 for breakfast, too. And I don't want nothing fancy.
That's what I'm saying. You gonna go to those places and you gonna get the staples, not the like Chef said, not the fancy stuff. You know what I'm saying? On the menu it says buttermilk pancakes. Another sweeping statement. All y'all liking all them different syrups and all the different pancakes and all that. I want the old school buttermilk pancakes with some maple syrup.
Yeah, that other stuff ain't even syrup, man. What is that red and blue stuff they got at IHOP?
What is that? Hey, we ask you what your biggest concern was. By the way, a lot of people shouting out their restaurants and everything like that. Shout out to all those Maltbys. I need to go there. Sunset Ale House in Issaquah, Bruno's in Lakewood, Lil John's in Eastgate. By the way, I've seen Lil John's before. Can I be honest with y'all? I didn't go in Lil John's because I said,
253 reminded me Golden Steer in Kent. That was also a good spot.
Trails End Tap Out in Snohomish.
Yeah.
That's
Homestead
fantastic.
in Tacoma. All right. We got scenarios. Got to do that next. Gee and Ursula.
KIRO Newsradio is right there with you.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
On your smart speaker before you head out the door.
We continue to be in recovery mode on northbound I-5.
Watch live on YouTube or the KIRO Newsradio app.
Newfangled idea of having to see the people while they're talking.
The office, the gym, wherever you are.
Get on the YouTube channel. The whole gang's there.
KIRO Newsradio. 97.3 FM, powered by MyNorthwest.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is for you too. Stubborn fat is really hard to get rid of, and then there's all those gimmicky lasers, fat freezing methods, and prescriptions. Imagine a simple solution that takes just one day and provides immediate noticeable results. Introducing ProSculpt. ProSculpt uses air-assisted technology that's safe and gentle yet powerful, delivering instant fat-reducing and skin-tightening results. Performed by board-certified plastic surgeons while fully awake, ProSculpt contours your body with minimal downtime. It's designed to target those problem areas: waistline, neck, face, arms, thighs. ProSculpt gently removes unwanted fat and tightens loose skin with FDA-cleared plasma technology, all in a simple, guaranteed one-day procedure. ProSculpt is one and done. Schedule your free consultation at prosculpt.com for $250 off. For powerful permanent fat removal and skin tightening that works for ladies and you men, it's prosculpt.com.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
And now, Tales of Another Way. You've got your same old playlist, but another song about a breakup is just a downer. 2 minutes in your music app, and now you're groovin', man. Sometimes another way is the better way, like the new SR 509 Expressway, the alternate route that'll help manage congestion on I-5 and other local roads. It's tolling now, and you can save $2 per toll with a Good to Go pass. Get a free sticker pass at goodtogo509.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
With Progressive's collision coverage, my family gets up to $1,000 for vet bills if I'm injured in a car accident. And that makes this Chihuahua really feel like part of the family. What's that? I don't sound like a Chihuahua? Oh, I'm sorry. What exactly am I supposed to sound like? I guess all Chihuahuas are high-strung, riding around in expensive designer purses. Actually, I prefer riding in cars. So I appreciate that my family protects me with Progressive's pet collision coverage. Okay, maybe I am a little high-strung. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states. Coverage for dogs and cats is included with the purchase of collision coverage and is subject to policy terms.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Ooh, mate, remember those yodelers we met in the Alps? I wired them euros from the bank, and they sent me their yodels in a can.
You wired money for canned yodels? That is so dumb. Banks are slow, and they hide fees and overseas transfers and exchange rates.
Well, I don't like the sound of that.
If you're gonna send money to Europe, just use Wise. Wise is super fast and never hides fees.
Smart. You can save up to 70% when you send money abroad. Be smart. Get Wise. Learn more by visiting wise.com. T's and C's apply.
Upgrade your home comfort and save 20% during the Bob's Heating preseason furnace sale. With great savings plus free financing on heat pumps, water heaters, generators, and more, our award-winning team has what you need to stay cozy this chilly season at a cost you're comfortable with. Voted best in the Pacific Northwest, we're honored to be your dedicated home comfort company since 1957. Call Bob's and save today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call Bob.
Cold is leaking in rats are moving and mold is creeping and water seeping in. It's hard to be a homeowner, we know.
Without American Crawl Space and Pest Services, it is hard to be a homeowner. Dave Ross here. American Crawl are the heroes to call for insulation and pest issues because in addition to their great reviews and decades of experience, they also give out the most PSE insulation rebates of any insulation company in the state.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Get your free inspection at AmericanCrawl.com.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Appreciate you guys hanging out with the show. Hey, I asked a question early in the 10 o'clock hour. I asked about what your concerns were, and so many of you text in. And so, Chef, did you say you put together a lot of those text messages? Can we
Got
do
some
this?
good ones.
Yeah. We're going to do this at 11 o'clock. But right now, scenarios.
Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
This is a very short one and a simple one, and we're going to need your participation and honesty. You're driving down I-5 right now. Traffic comes to a dead stop. You're frustrated. You're late. You have a meeting that you're supposed to be at, and you're late. I mean, traffic is at a dead stop. Then you look over, and you see that there is a car pulled over on the shoulder with a flat tire. Now you're not moving. You're right there. The person that has the flat tire appears to be a young mom, and you put that together based on there being a child back in the car seat. Question. What do you do? What would you do in that situation? You've assessed it. You've come to the conclusion. You actually, no. You lock eyes on this young mom and you see the concern in her face. What would you do? 888-973-5476 is the text line. What do you got, Chef?
Man, really? You gonna put me in that position? All right, I'll be honest. I'm probably not stopping because here's the deal. Like, if I have commitments that I have to absolutely make it to, there's nothing I can do about that. And me helping someone else isn't going to get me out of my commitments. If I have complete flexibility of time, that's a different story. But the reality is, like, most people have roadside assistance. They've got AAA. There's certainly someone more qualified to change a tire on the side of the highway than me. I don't think I even have a jack in my car. But if I had the time, sure, I'd pull over. When you're saying that scenarios, I was thinking like, okay, my most stressed out position would be in that traffic with a screaming infant in the car. So that mom on the side of the highway, yeah, I feel you.
Okay. Let me give you my answer. And let me first tell you guys, this scenario was me, just so you guys know. This was me. I was in that very situation, Chef. And I did not stop.
Was this today?
No. This last weekend. And it has been bothering me ever since. I have been going through this in my mind, trying to justify saying what you said, saying that, oh, she's going to be fine. She's probably got a cell phone. She's probably got AAA. Just trying to come through all these things. And here's why I wanted to bring this up in scenarios. Because I think that today, right, we as people, I think we help less today than we did yesterday. I think because of all the stories we know about, Julie B just texted in and says, hey, if I feel safe, I'll help, right? I know for me, I've been helped plenty of times when I ran out of gas. I've told those stories here on the show. I've run out of gas before and I've gotten help. But I did not stop in that. I locked eyes on that person. I put the twist on being late. But as you all know from this doing the show, you all know I wasn't late. I wasn't late. I don't run late. I'm way in advance. So I added that just so I can just kind of add the story. But I'm letting you know, Chef, that I was not late. I locked in on that person. I've also said, well, I was dressed to auctioneer.
Right.
So what do I do? And so it's been bothering me, but the reason why I'm telling this story because I want more people to be aware of this. Nick, what do you got, brother?
You know, if I wasn't paying attention and or in a rush at a time, I'd probably easily drive off in the situation, if I'm being honest. But in this case, when you're not moving and you do notice them being a mom and a kid, I think I'd do them the favor since I know how to change a tire and I could spare a bit of my time. I'm not giving grief if somebody chooses not to, though. It can be a little intimidating and tough being on that freeway or a busy road or, in your case, in a suit for an auction.
I mean, think about it, dude. What happens when traffic picks up? Did you have the opportunity to park behind the person?
Yeah.
Put out a flare to make it safe? I don't know. A couple times when I have stopped, people have said, I'm good, man. Thanks.
All right.
Got somebody coming.
Yeah.
We should help out more.
Boom. All right. Chef, we talked about it. We asked about your concerns. We can only have one, and you all text in those concerns. Chef has compiled a bunch of your text messages, and so coming up at 11 o'clock, we bring those concerns up, and we try to talk about them. I didn't say solve them. I said we try to talk about it. We do that next. Gee Ursula.
You never know what's in store each morning once you hit the road.
We've got a major traffic alert in effect right now.
Well, you're getting ready every morning. Make us part of your routine.
What morning, huh?
Yeah. Got off to an early start.
Just tell your smart speaker to play KIRO Newsradio or stream us on the app.
Both directions of I-5 are closed.
We'll help you get where you're going faster.
Maybe bail at 512.
KIRO Newsradio. We're on your smart speaker, the app, and 97.3 FM.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it hard to fight flu, pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Vanity Fair calls BritBox a delicious streamer. Collider says everyone should be watching. Catch Britain's next best series with BritBox. Stream acclaimed new originals like Code of Silence.
You read lips, right?
And Linley, based on the best-selling mystery series.
Say hi, Linley. Take it from here.
And don't miss the new season of Karen Piri, coming this October.
You don't look like police. I'll take that as a compliment.
See it differently when you stream the best of British TV with BritBox. Watch with a free trial today.
The stock market's on fire. AI stocks are performing at all-time levels. We hope you, like many of our investors, have taken advantage of it. A famous man once said, buy low, sell high. There's also $8 trillion of cash sitting on the sidelines. Investors are either scared or they don't know where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Reutin, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares profit with our investors. We've been doing it for 19 years, averaging double-digit returns with zero investor losses. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital and invest in our family of funds. From a 3-year investment with double-digit returns to only a 90-day commitment returning 7%. We also accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. Authorities in Los Angeles have charged a man with starting a blaze that became the deadly Palisades fire back in January. Michael Wallace reports.
29-year-old Jonathan Rinderknecht allegedly ignited the fire on New Year's Day. It exploded 6 days later, killing 12 people and destroying 6,800 homes and businesses. Acting U.S. Attorney Bill Asaley says investigators have found digital evidence,
including the defendant's ChatGPT prompt of a dystopian painting showing in part a burning forest and a crowd fleeing from it.
Rinderknecht is charged with felony destruction of property by means of fire.
Former FBI Director James Comey pleaded not guilty today in a criminal case that his lawyers insist is politically motivated. He's charged with lying to Congress 5 years ago. CBS's Scott McFarlane has the latest.
The defense says they're going to be filing their motion to dismiss this case, alleging it's a vindictive prosecution, and they're going to do so by October 20th in relatively short order. They also say they're going to file a motion to disqualify or seek the judge to disqualify the prosecutor in this case, who was just appointed, the new U.S. attorney here, Lindsay Halligan, appointed by the Trump administration after the prior U.S. attorney wouldn't bring this case forward and was ousted.
The government shutdown continues. The two sides no closer to getting an agreement, but Caitlin Huey-Burns reports the political wrangling is complicating efforts.
Republicans did have a strong argument heading into this, which was, look, this is just a basic, clean extension of government funding, and there's no reason that Democrats shouldn't agree to it because it's something that they agreed to in the past. What's complicating some things, though, in terms of their messaging is the messaging coming from the White House. This idea of laying off workers, not just furloughing them. Talking yesterday about not giving back pay, even though that would be against a law that was passed in 2019 after that last government shutdown.
Texas National Guard troops spent their first night at a U.S. Army Reserve Center in Illinois as the state challenges their deployment. Reporter Asal Rizai.
A source tells us the Texas National Guard is expected to begin their assignments before that court ruling, which is expected tomorrow. The source says the Illinois Guard will wait until after that ruling comes down to deploy.
The first wife of the late Senator Edward Kennedy has died, Joan Kennedy. She was 89. She struggled with mental health issues and alcoholism for much of her life. Her son Patrick praised her as an advocate for addiction recovery. On Wall Street at this hour, stocks are higher. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
A new Mariners star. We'll tell you about that in just a moment. But first, KIRO News Radio traffic. The only incident that I am seeing on the radar now, after a lot of them have cleared, is on I-90 westbound just east of Bellevue Way. A collision is blocking the right lane, but the backup seems to have dissipated. I think volumes are just a lot lower right now because it is the middle of the day. I-5 south and north, in and out of the downtown core in Seattle, are still backing up a little bit, getting slow from about the Greater Duwamish curve into downtown, and get your standard backup on the West Seattle Bridge, but not too bad for this time of day. Lake bridges are looking clear, and then when you get south down into Tacoma, you're clear both sides of I-5, all the way down into town and all the way down into Olympia. This report brought to you by Home Comfort Alliance. Tired of uneven home heating and high energy bills? The Quilt ductless heat pump from Home Comfort Alliance gives you room-by-room control and serious savings. Visit homecomfortalliance.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Jillian Raftery. We're just about an hour away from Game 4 of the American League Divisional Series. The Mariners beat the Tigers last night 8-4, and as KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey reports, a new Mariners star was born.
It's the call that made Longview, Washington native Jamison Turner and his homemade shirts famous.
He literally has a shirt that says "Dump Here"
for 61.
For number 61.
No way.
Then, right after he caught Cal Raleigh's 61st home run ball in the ninth inning, he pulled his teal and silver shirt off to reveal another.
He's got a 62 shirt.
And reporters found him after the game.
I said, okay, this is my shot. He's going to hit me a home run right now. I'm still in shock right now.
Cal Raleigh found him too, giving Jamison an autographed ball and bat. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Watch parties galore yesterday, and that's going to happen again today. Check mynorthwest.com for those parties and updates. First pitch is at 12:08 p.m. Today, the Seattle School Board could decide whether or not to bring back a police officer inside Garfield High School. Here's KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin.
Some supporters say that it would keep campus safer, while others worry a school engagement officer, or SEO, would get involved in discipline and potentially even target some students. Now, if this passes, the program would be implemented with specific requirements. The SEO can only respond to imminent security issues. They cannot serve or enforce any disciplinary action against a student. That's up to the school staff. But they can provide help with the external threats to prevent someone from being hurt while on campus. And the superintendent would have to establish an anonymous complaint process for those who have concerns.
New toll rules for State Route 167. Carpoolers who want to use the express toll lanes for free must have a good-to-go account, a flex pass set to HOV mode in their vehicle, and at least 2 people in the vehicle, starting October 20th. Motorcyclists will also need an account and a good-to-go motorcycle pass to use the lanes for free. But the northbound lanes of 167 HOV lane between Sumner and Pacific will be untolled until the bridge is fixed. Weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. 62 degrees is going to be your high. Clouds will stick around and even thicken up until tomorrow. 61 degrees tomorrow and rain chances on Friday. 56 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Welcome in. Happy Wednesday, October 8th. If you're new to the show, thank you for being here. Where you been, no? And if you are always coming, being a part of the show, thank you for coming back. Chef is here. Nick is here. We got a lot going on in this 11 o'clock hour. Now, before we get to the news, I want to recap something because in scenarios that we just had at 10:45, the scenario was simple. I said you're driving down I-5, traffic comes to a dead stop, you're frustrated, late for a meeting, and everybody's honking. And then you look over and you see a car pulled over on the shoulder with a flat tire. It's a young mom standing outside with her kid in the back seat. You lock eyes on them and you can see there's concern. What do you do? Well, Chef, I did that in scenarios. What's up?
Well, we got a ton of answers. So I said that I likely wouldn't if I was late. You said, you were in this situation and didn't.
And I didn't.
We had a lot of people write in and say, I can't believe you guys. I would definitely stop, always stop. We also had people write in and say, if you stop on a highway, you're endangering yourself as well. The police want you to call 911, report the person so they can react and help them get off the side of the highway. And I thought, you know what? I'm not qualified and you're not qualified to answer whether or not that's correct. So I called up Trooper Rick Johnson from the Washington State Patrol to help us answer that question.
Trooper, thank you for being here.
Hang on one second. Gee's getting his mic. You want to switch over to that other chair over there real quick, buddy? All right. So, Trooper Johnson, while Gee gets all squared away here.
Here we go. Trooper Johnson, thank you for joining us, my man.
Absolutely. Go M's.
Go M's. No doubt about it. I love how you started that off. Okay, so you heard the scenario. A lot of people are telling what to do. I felt bad. I did not stop. Trooper, what are we supposed to do?
Well, first of all, as I believe you mentioned, the side of the freeway, or really any roadway, is a dangerous place to be. And if you get a flat tire, the shoulder is an emergency stopping area. But what we want people to do is, in this day and age, we typically know about these pretty quickly because people will call 911 and say, hey, you've got a mother and children with a flat tire or broken down this location. And that's a priority for us. We'll come and help them change the tire, but we will protect, the scene. If you're driving along and you see somebody in distress, obviously there's no requirement that you stop. And it is true that you're putting yourself in danger also. So I guess you just have to think about the situation. We put our cars behind vehicles that are broken down for a reason. And the Department of Transportation has these IRT vehicles that are phenomenal, and they help us a lot. I mean, they're bigger, they get there, they have even more tools than we do to get somebody on the way. So there's really, I don't know if there's a right or wrong answer.
Okay.
We're not saying don't stop and help somebody, but we are saying at the very least, call us. Call 911. You can pick up your phone. You can hold it in your hand if you're calling 911 for emergency. So let us know, and we'll get there and help. The main thing to know is, unless your car's on fire, stay inside your vehicle if you're broken down, because that's the safest place for you to be if you cannot continue along the freeway.
Trooper Rick Johnson, thank you so much for your time, man. And like you said, to start off, go M's, no doubt.
Absolutely.
All right, appreciate it. Have a good one. Be safe out there, sir.
You bet.
Thank you for that, Chef. All right, let's get to the news here.
Top stories at 11.
On the Gee and Ursula Show.
Earlier in the show, I asked you, what was your biggest concern? Because every single day on the show, on social media, you're hearing about the National Guard being deployed here, being deployed to Chicago, being deployed to Portland, being deployed to Memphis. And you're hearing about all of the border crossings and all of those things. So I said, okay, it seems and feels like we're being told that you should worry about this. So I ask, what are you concerned about? Now, I got to tell you, first, I will spoil it. Not many people text in, as a matter of fact, not anybody, text in concern over Portland. That hasn't happened. But I'm going to go through these concerns that have come up. And the reason why it's important, because I'm not saying that they can be solved, but I just want to point out that our listeners that listen to the show are talking about their number one concern. 253 says, my concern is the state of the country that it's in. Groceries, and there's no way I ever will own a home. I actually had to move into a fifth wheel at my parents' place to help take care of my husband, who is medically disabled and cannot work anymore due to pulmonary hypertension. I am a truck driver and make pretty good money. However, I'm struggling, and that feels that it's just not right. B and Puyallup says, I'm concerned no matter how much I work and money I save, I'm going to be homeless in about 10 to 15 years. Makes me wonder, why do I even bother? Might as well be homeless right now. Paul in Enumclaw. Paul in Enumclaw says, moderate conservative here. I have been through riots in Chicago, 1968, Los Angeles, 1992, plus those little fiascos here in Seattle. Nothing is happening in Portland, Chicago, or Memphis that is worth federal attention. Right now, Donald Trump is a bully. But the balance had to be restored. He appeals to Joe Sixpack, not the elite. Though he is more elite than most, scary times, but evolution requires pain. One last one to get to. No, I got a few more, but I want to stop and discuss, but this one right here. 253 in Boston. My concern is my daughter's unit in Oregon has been activated. Her husband is a Portland police officer. That's my concern. Now, I want to stop right there, and I'll get back to, but I want to discuss. Every single day that the Gee and Ursula Show or any other show here on this station, the airwaves, or just in the media, everyone prepares for a show. In preparation, they do so by looking to see what's leading in the news, what's being talked about. And what happened was I stopped earlier and I shared my frustration that a lot of what we are talking about is not helping us. A lot of where we are supposed to, the narrative that's being shaped is for you to say, aha, look at what's going on in Chicago. Aha, look at what's going on in Portland. Aha, look at what's going on in Memphis. Look at what's going on here. Look at these ICE agents here. The White House put out a press deal yesterday that said we've seen the least amount of border crossings since 1970. And everybody says, yeah. And then you're being told that, oh, just so you know, that the undocumented immigrant, that it goes to the ER and gets care. That is the reason why we're having these problems, because undocumented immigrants, we're paying for their health care. Meanwhile, we have Elon Musk that is worth $500 billion. But the thing that I see before I continue to go through these text messages and thinking about the concern right now, the biggest concern that I see here is, first, the division that is continuing to happen in this country. The fighting, the on social media, the gang mentality, you versus them versus us versus them, that continues to happen. And so I'll admit something. I have been trying to be better with this topic because I have been doing this show, grateful to do it for as many years that I've done, going on 6 years. And in doing so, I know that we do a show that all political affiliations listen, all cultures, all different backgrounds, ethnicities, genders, all different types of people listen to our show. And so I say to myself, what am I going to do to help out in this situation? I can either A, be on this part where there's people that are pointing at people, pointing back and you this and that. No, I don't want to do that because it doesn't help. What helps right now is for us really to talk about what's really concerns and the real concerns of people. Now, I'm not going to say all of this is pro this. Oh, here's a concern. 360 says, my biggest concern is that Washington State's Democratic elites are ruining the state. For an example, $5.80 for diesel, $9 billion in new taxes, and so on. Okay, I'll say this. I do believe that there's a lot of people in this state that believe that the reason why taxes are so crazy is because of the Democrats. Okay. Or I won't even get into that part of it. I will say, okay. But that still leads into, no matter what, the working class right now struggling. And I'll tell you this, when you start talking about taxes, do me a favor. If you know someone rich, if you do, or maybe you yourself are rich, ask them or ask yourself, are you struggling?
And concerns about political divides in this country. Mm-hmm. And I think we can all agree about the economic concerns. Those are discussions that we can have about policy, right? Does the big, beautiful bill help you out as an average taxpayer? Or is it dumping money to billionaires, right? We can have those conversations. Is the Climate Commitment Act here in Washington working? We're pretty strongly on the record at this point of saying, no, it's not. It's not. Because I'm not getting anything for what we're paying into it. If the point of the pain is for us to consume less, well, I'm sorry, that's not possible for me to reduce my gas consumption. That's not possible for me to reduce my gas consumption.
Sure.
I have to drive to work. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to the political division, I wish we could also get to the same point on a couple things. One, to treat everybody with decency and respect.
Come on.
Right? In our discourse and dialogue. When we talk about politicians, when you talk about policies or politicians, talk about the politicians, not the voters. And we really try hard to do that because I happen to think Donald Trump is a terrible person. That doesn't mean that I think that somebody who voted for Donald Trump is a terrible person.
Come on.
At all.
Come on.
In fact, they probably came to their voting decision through very sound reasoning in their own experience.
Yes.
That's fantastic. They're my neighbors, they're friends, they're people in our community. Right? And then I wish we could all understand that there are certain things that should be immutable in this country. For example, the Constitution, what the president is allowed to do legally, right? And when we see the Fifth Amendment being trampled on, when we see, and when I say the Fifth Amendment, I mean the right to due process, which everybody within the borders of the United States, legal or illegal, is allowed to. They have the right to due process, and that is being denied to so many people right now. When you see the president talking about invoking the Insurrection Act, running for a third term, maybe we won't need the midterms. Maybe you won't need to vote. This is the last time. I mean, I could go on, right? Those are things that we should not be fighting about.
Yeah.
I mean, in the same way that we can have a conversation about guns and say, you know what, there should be some limits on maybe magazine size or what kind of firearms you're allowed to buy, like machine guns. Nobody's talking about eviscerating the Second Amendment entirely. And that is the path that we're seeing at the federal level.
Sure. Those great words. And let me tell you, Chef, what I love about what you said and everything, and a lot of what you just said was great. But there was one part that was my favorite. I loved how you pointed out how, yes, it's no secret. I believe and think Donald Trump is an awful person. Yes, I said it. However, what Chef said was, I can believe that he's an awful person. I can believe he's a terrible leader. I can think he's awful morally and everything about it. But that does not mean that I think that the person that voted for him or came to the decision to vote for them, I think that they're horrible. You see how it's very easy. Because I have a higher expectation of the leader of the free world. I have a higher expectation of the president of the United States. I have a higher expectation that we're going to have a president and a leader that is a president of us all. My vision of a good president, of a good leader, isn't someone who grabs a microphone and daily says the radical left and demonizes the Democrats and demonizes anybody in this country. Until we can get further away from that, we are continuing to have these problems. However, I will say this. Sometimes when bad things happen, that is a way for things to be reshaped. I think that when we come out of this, right, I think that we're going to end up being better people. Because if you think about it in your life, the old saying, you got to go through it to get to it. I'd challenge you right now, if I ask you about your life and where things have gotten better, I promise you it came from some adversity that you have gone through. That's when life gets better. And that's where we are right now. We're not too far away. We're 9 months into this presidency. We are now into how many days? 7, 8 into the government shutdown. Check this out, y'all. We are not far away from really finding out about a lot of Americans that are being impacted. Even though they thought and they voted with their pocketbooks, they voted for the lesser of two evils. However you came to that decision. But the old saying that votes matters, yes, it does. But like Chef said, on the biggest concern that I am seeing, I think the biggest concern, I think that all of us can agree with, that no matter who's right or wrong, it is constantly a fight with each other. And the people that are fighting with each other are the ones that are forgot about. Because again, in the government shutdown, just remember, just a reminder, I want you to really hear me. During the government shutdown, the people that are arguing, fighting, and making us argue and fight will continue to get a paycheck. Think about that. The longer this goes, they get a paycheck. While us, you notice I said us, not Democrats, not Republicans, not liberals, not conservatives. No. Us are impacted by this. 750,000 federal workers in the United States affected by this will not get paid. That means that hits our economy. That means that hits our loved ones and our families and decisions and military families and spouses and military families that live off base, that don't live on base. They're living off base and they don't know at the end of this month if they're going to have rent, if they're going to have payment for childcare, if they're going to have payment for their car loan, if they're going to have payment for the mortgage. Not once did I demonize MAGA, conservatives, or anyone. I just wish we weren't in this situation. Hey, coming up next here on the Gee and Ursula Show, we got to agree to disagree. Gee and Ursula. This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes.
The Jake and Spike Show.
A couple.
Weekdays noon to 3.
That's not fair. A guy in a couple who ate dirt as a way to change the mojo for the Mariners. Kyle, in the video, it looks like you are mixing it with, I assume that's milk.
It was milk. I just thought, like, what would be the easiest thing to mix this with? I guess in the moment, maybe a beer would have been better.
Clearly it did work. I've posted plenty of TikToks before, and I've never had this happen before.
Watch the Jake and Spike Show live on YouTube.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales event going on right now through October 19th. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales event going on right now. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder. Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
I'll be honest, retirement is really not that far away from me. And while I've done a lot of things to prepare, I've never really stopped to ask, am I doing everything right? When I do eventually hang up the mic, I want to travel the world. I want to spend more time with my family. Hopefully, grandkids will be in my future, and I want to leave something behind for the next generation. And that is where Trajan Wealth comes in. They're family-owned and veteran-led, and they're going to sit down with me, review what I have, and they'll help me make smart, tactical investments for growth that still fit my comfort level and my timeline. When you work with the advisors at Trajan Wealth, you can be confident that they are looking out for you your best interests. To find out how they can help you, call Trajan Wealth today at 206-656-3300. That's 206-656-3300, or go to TrajanWealth.com. That's Trajan, spelled Trajan. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Out at the Wilcox family farm, our hens roam freely on fresh green pasture. But that means predators like coyotes and eagles are always nearby. That's where our team of Great Pyrenees help out. These gentle giants were born to protect, and they become a part of our family. Raised alongside the chickens from puppyhood. Our hens are raised humanely, our practices are organic, and our promise is simple. Fresh eggs straight from our farm to your table. Wilcox Family Farms, locally fresh since 1909.
Are you happy with how you're feeling these days? Are you slowing down physically or mentally? Ever wonder what your life will be like 10 to 15 years from now? Most of us don't really know how we're aging or if we can even do anything about it. But here's the truth. Knowledge is power, and that's exactly where we start at Longevity Medical Clinic. We run advanced diagnostics to find out what's really going on inside your body, and then we create a personalized hormone and health optimization plan designed specifically to help you live better starting now. Our patients are often amazed by what they discover in their blood work, and even more amazed at how quickly they start to feel like themselves again. This isn't guesswork, it's science, it's personal, and it works. Take the first step today. Call 866-86-YOUNG or visit lmclinic.com to schedule your free consultation. Longevity Medical Clinic. Feel better today and every day after that.
At Care Partners Senior Living, we believe in providing quality care at an affordable price. Instead of spending on luxury and expensive art, we invest in our people and accommodations with a focus on compassionate overall health. Our communities offer independent, assisted living, and memory care designed to preserve dignity, independence, in your estate. Affordable, personal, trusted. That's our promise. Please give us a call. We have beautiful Care Partners communities throughout Washington and Arizona. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
Too many breakup songs getting you down? Put a little bossa nova in the playlist. Sometimes a different way is the better way. Like the SR 509 Expressway near SeaTac. Get a good-to-go pass to save $2 every time you use it, and on other toll roads in Washington.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Jillian Raftery. The federal shutdown continues, with both sides pointing fingers at each other and illustrating the East-West divide in Washington state. Democrat Representative Adam Smith represents the 9th District in the Puget Sound region and wants to talk health care subsidies.
If you want to negotiate health care subsidies, if you want to negotiate tax policy, if you want to negotiate anything, you can do it right now.
Representative Michael Baumgartner is in Eastern Washington.
What it's about is the Democrats trying to show their base that they can fight hard against President Trump.
We will continue to update you if there is any progress. The standoff continues between the White House and Democratic-led cities over the deployment of National Guard troops. President Donald Trump left open the possibility that he would invoke the centuries-old Insurrection Act to deploy troops at will. Former State Attorney General Rob McKenna tells Seattle's Morning News.
Well, the frequent use of the word insurrection by the president, by Stephen Miller and others is, I think, part of a strategy to lay the legal foundation for invoking the Insurrection Act. And, it'll be up to federal judges.
To Sunday, a Trump-appointed federal judge barred the administration from sending any federal troops to Portland. This week, the state of Illinois and the city of Chicago filed a lawsuit to stop the president from deploying National Guard troops there. That's right. Half an hour until first pitch. The Mariners take on the Tigers in Detroit for Game 4 of the American League Divisional Series. You can hear the whole game on our sister station, 710 Sports. Now let's turn to Lori Hardy with KIRO News Radio Traffic.
Nothing like baseball on the radio, right?
Right.
Traffic is brought to you by Seattle Sports. Seattle to Federal Way now, an easy 22-minute drive, and Seattle to Everett, almost a half hour, about 27 minutes. Now, northbound I-5 is slowing into Seattle from Michigan as we're approaching this lunch hour. A slight slowdown if you're coming off I-5, getting onto that West Seattle Bridge. In Monroe, I'm seeing a slowdown on US 2 just as you head past State Route 522. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams. I'm Lori, KIRO Real-Time Traffic.
Weather brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. High of 62 today. Clouds moving in and staying in. Very cloudy tomorrow. High of 61. Rain chances Friday, Saturday, and Sunday with highs in the high 50s and low 60s. It's 56 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Look, today more than usual, a lot of the show has been based off of a lot of what you have been saying. Mm-hmm. And I got to tell you, Chef, probably one of my favorite shows because even though I can't see you right now, sometimes I'll do the text messages and it makes me feel like I'm in a room full of people just having good discussions and conversation. And so selfishly, I got to tell you, I benefit because I get to learn a lot from you. So, all right, Absolutely. Chef, let's get to it. Agree to disagree, brought to you by Garden Roofing and Gutters.
One of these days, we just got to take off the gloves. Just really
Okay, I'm going to put an asterisk here at the top, but according to Como for TV, the Washington State Mexican Restaurant Fair Play Coalition is asking the state to crack down on, quote, illegal taco stands, calling them unlicensed, unsafe, and unfair, hurting legitimate businesses, of course. Apparently, complaints have been filed for about more than 50 vendors. But, gee, here's the asterisk I'm going to say. I've never heard of the Washington State Mexican Restaurant Fair Play Coalition. They have a Facebook page, and I see this report, but that's my asterisk. Do you think this is a legit problem?
Okay, I'll answer this honestly. As long as you guys don't get mad at me and hold this against me every time we have a discussion about things. All right. So basically, Chef, you're asking me about telling me that there are restaurants that pay their taxes, their lease, their B&O taxes. They do everything to cross T's, they dot I's. Yep. They do everything the right way. Meanwhile, this restaurant that's doing all this stuff, paying all this kind of stuff like that. Meanwhile, down the street, somebody just pulls up on a corner, pulls up a taco stand, and say, "Hey, here goes some tacos. It costs this much money."
Yeah, a little propane heater and a steam table. You're good, right?
Yeah, dog. I disagree. I disagree with you being able to just have a taco stand and just pull up and just make some tacos. And the reason why I disagree with it, because now we already have talked about here on this show how hard it is for restaurant owners to stay in business in Seattle and in the state of Washington. We had Eduardo Jordan, who is a two times James Beard Award winner, who came in and talked about this. We are constantly talking about restaurants closing down. So if we're constantly talking about that, there is no way that I can agree with that and think that is fair when these restaurants are doing everything right, and meanwhile, G pulls up with a taco truck and say, "Come on, get these tacos." You can't do that. You can't do that. No, man.
Okay.
You can't do that.
So one of the best things about traveling is food, and specifically cheap food. If you go to vast swaths of the earth, whether it's Mexico, Costa Rica, Vietnam, Thailand, etc. There is abundant street food. And there is some licensing, but I'm going to guess the majority of people don't really pay that much in licensing. And as a result, you have a fantastic explosion of amazing food that costs very little. Also, you have a way for families to very easily and very cheaply start a small business that can maybe sustain their family, but isn't, grossing $3-4 million a year like a restaurant is. Does that create competition for restaurants? Yes, it does. But are there things that a little taco stand can do that a restaurant can't? Like, I don't know, sell tacos for $2 instead of $6? Yes. Are there things that restaurants can do that can't be replicated by someone with a push cart? Absolutely. And I fail to recall hearing any headline throughout my entire decade here that was, massive foodborne illness outbreak linked to illegal taco stand or any unlicensed anything ever. I've not heard that once. So the idea that it's about public safety, I don't buy it. Dealer's choice, if you eat at some place that looks shady, you're running a risk. It's about simple fairness.
Okay. Listen, man, I need all the professionals to protect me, okay? Because there's a good chance that I don't have any willpower. I'm talking about myself, okay? I don't have willpower. I'm going to go eat anywhere. So I'm going to need the federal regulators and the regulations folks in the state to make sure that everybody is up to code. I want the person that's making my tacos, if that person has to use the bathroom, excuse me, where's the bathroom? Where's that person using the bathroom? Wait a minute. Y'all got these tacos being sold. They don't even have a sink. I need some code. So all I'm saying is that part. And also, I don't think it's fair to the brick and mortars that are out there. They do need to come up with something. They do need to come up with some type of system, more areas in which you can go to those food courts, right? The trucks can pull up. But come on now, you can't. I mean, this ain't a lemonade stand. And by the way, full disclosure, them tacos be good. Them tacos be real good. Those tacos are so good, it will stop you. Now, if you're listening right now, tell the truth. Have you ever gone to that taco stand instead of going to that? Did it stop you from going to that restaurant again? Now, see, that's where it kind of hurts a little bit.
If you are buying tacos at a sit-down restaurant, you are asking to pay $7 for a taco or, $17.99 for a plate of 3 tacos with beans and rice. They are inherently meant to be street food. I digress, though. Let's move on. I got one more quick one.
What do you got?
Okay, there's a rapper. His name's Benny the Butcher. I'm just going to surprise you with this topic.
Okay.
He's really mad because he said that the nerds are taking over hip-hop. Says there's this big cultural shift and that, quote, the streets don't control the game no more. Gee, we have kind of moved on from the gangster rap era to the Drake era, etc. Is that a bad thing?
Not at all.
Amen.
It's not a bad thing at all. As you all know, I had many arguments. Well, I wouldn't say they were arguments because I wasn't arguing back. But I had many times in my life when I was younger, where when I played rap music and my dad would just go off about that. Like he couldn't understand why I was listening to that music. And he would say things. But matter of fact, if you're listening right now, did your parents do that to you? Did anybody do that to you when you were maybe sneaking around playing the rap music? Now remember, when you first playing rap music in the mid 80s, I'm talking about after Run DMC. Run DMC and then was early 80s. That was the nice rap. And then you start getting to the late 80s, like, oh my goodness. Are you hearing the lyrics? And then you get in the 90s. Oh my goodness. So my Chef would just get on me like, why are you listening to that? That music is not good. I'd be like, no, it's different. This is art and this and that. He says, no, it's not art. That's real stuff that's being glorified. So my dad would go through all this. And when you're younger, sometimes whatever your parents say, it doesn't make any sense. Oh my goodness. I look back on that. And even today, Chef, some of these songs come on and I know the lyrics and I'll go rapping it and I'll start singing it and I just get embarrassed with myself. Yeah. Like, I can't believe I used to like this stuff. It goes to show you that, man, people, you can grow. But if my dad were here right now, he would laugh right now and be like, oh, now you want to say it.
Yep.
But yeah. Hey, Nick, have you ever heard of the rap group 2 Live Crew?
It does not really ring a bell, no.
Hey, Nick, let me tell you. Nick, listen. Hey, somebody, if you're listening, if you know, you know. Hey, Nick, bruh, I used to play that 2 Live Crew. I got in so much trouble.
You got the subwoofer in the car, too?
Oh, I wasn't even in the car yet. I wasn't even the driver yet. Yeah.
You just blasted.
Hey, Nick, listen. This 2 Live Crew, 2 Live Crew was so bad that the police used to try to arrest them at venues because back then they weren't allowed to say those words. Yeah.
I'm remembering a little too short also.
2 Live Crew.
Not safe for work.
Or anywhere.
I can't believe I used to listen to Two Live Crew. Hey, Two Live Crew did a lot, though. You talk about freedom of speech and all those things. Yeah, look it up. Hey, coming up next, we'll figure out something. We won't do text messages, but we'll figure out something next. Gee Ursula.
As things escalate in Portland,
it looks like a war zone.
Seattle's Morning News speaks with Washington State Attorney General Nick Brown.
We've been preparing for this sort of thing from the beginning.
Live in studio.
How does your office game plan if the president were to say today, Seattle, you're next?
It's not lawful to do it in the way that the presidents do it. That is why multiple judges across the country have found it unlawful, including judges appointed by the president himself.
See the full conversation on the KIRO Newsradio YouTube page.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line. But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Do you know someone whose everyday actions make Washington stronger? Someone whose care, service, and connection lift us all. They're Washington's community champions, and WSECU wants to celebrate them this fall. Steve Rabel here. WSECU has been serving Washington since 1957, and they're the only credit union named Forbes' Best Credit Union 5 years running. Now it's your turn to get in the game. Nominate your Washington community champion today at mynorthwest.com/champion.
The stock market's on fire. AI stocks are performing at all-time levels. We hope you, like many of our investors, have taken advantage of it. A famous man once said, buy low, sell high. There's also $8 trillion of cash sitting on the sidelines. Investors are either scared or they don't know where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Reutin, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares profit with our investors. We've been doing it for 19 years, averaging double-digit returns with zero investor losses. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital and invest in our family of funds. From a 3-year investment with double-digit returns to only a 90-day commitment returning 7%. We also accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at LegacyG.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at LegacyG.com.
Spike O'Neill here with Dr. Matthew Sharp of Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens. Doc, the one question I keep getting is, was it painful? Should I be nervous about the procedure for a refractive lens exchange? Do you get that question a lot?
Well, definitely, Spike. And I would expect everyone to be a little bit nervous about this. This is a procedure on your eyes. When you come, I think you'll be very comforted by our team. A little bit of medication under the tongue or orally so that you get nice and relaxed. Procedure itself typically takes between 5 and 7 minutes, is utterly painless before, during, and after the procedure. So once they're done, the most common thing we hear by far is, I can't believe it was that easy. I can't believe I waited that long to have this done.
Do what I did. Schedule a consultation to learn everything you need to know from the best. Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens. 425-451-2020. That's 425-451-2020. Or go online to sharp-vision.com. Sharp with an E-vision.com. Official eye care providers of Sounders FC.
If you use the carpool or toll lanes along SR 167 without a good-to-go account, you'll soon receive a bill in the mail. That is a change. A good-to-go pass saves $2 on every toll. That is not a change. Learn more at goodtogo167.com.
Are you road trip ready? Bucky's Complete Auto Repair will make your car safe and dependable with expert service and old-fashioned care. Brakes, oil change, factory service, and more. No appointment needed, and yes, friendly financing is available. Bucky's.com.
you're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line. But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Hey, Brock Heward here. Taking the First Mark Insurance Challenge could save your family a lot of money. It saved us thousands. First Mark works for you. Search in the carriers for lower rates and better coverage. If that sounds smart, go to firstmarkinsurance.com.
Now is your time to get into a new D.R. Horton home by taking advantage of its National Red Tag Sales event going on right now through October 19th. Stop by any of its participating communities and find select Red Tag homes at incredible pricing. So whether you're buying your first home or looking for an upgrade, you don't want to miss the Red Tag Sales event going on right now. Discover the D.R. Horton difference at drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder and equal housing opportunity builder.
This is the Gee Ursula Show. Oh my goodness, it has been a fun show. Just last, we were talking about, I brought up 2 Live Crew and I talked about how some of the lyrics back in the day that I listened to wasn't good. But I want to share something with you. And because a lot of you all text in and a lot of you all used to listen to hip-hop music, rap music, maybe you still do. But I want to share this with you. This is the truth now. Sometimes when I'm by myself and I'm getting ready to go to auctioneer or go to an event or getting ready to go MC and host for Seahawk games, between me and you, I will throw on some 90s rap and get pumped up in the car. And I'm talking about, and then commit the biggest code switch in the world when I show up to where I'm coming from. How are you today, sir? Nice to meet you. Oh, hello, Jane. Oh, that's so good. You look so nice. Good to see you. I'll play the game and code switch, but don't get it twisted. I'm in the car.
All right, keep it a buck, though.
I'm listening to Misco. There I go. What?
Keep it a buck.
Yeah.
When you roll up to the intersection, you turn the volume down?
I turn the volume all the way down. All the way down. Turn that down. But sometimes, but you guys know, sometimes you in your car, you playing that raunchy music just for yourself. And then when the kids get in the car, oh, hello, turn on Disney. All right. Chef, what kind of topic you got for us?
Oh, well, this one should make you feel good if you're one of our more seasoned listeners. And I'm going to count myself in here as a half-deaf person.
Okay.
You ever notice how subtitles used to just be for foreign films? Well, it's not that way anymore. It turns out that more than half of Americans use subtitles at least some of the time when they're watching TV. And it's not just old people.
Yeah.
40% of people under the age of 35 also like the words on the screen, bro.
Okay.
How about you?
Now listen, for all the people that cannot watch shows without the subtitles, you part of the family. That's me. I have to watch shows with subtitles. As a matter of fact, I don't want to go watch shows at anybody else's house because if I do and they don't have subtitles, I don't even want to watch it. I don't know what happened. I think over the last, I think the pandemic, COVID, I think that's when it all started. Once I started, I can't stop. I have subtitles all day long. Chef, you don't use subtitles, bruh?
No, I do. Especially, oh my gosh, this drives me crazy, especially during movies.
Yeah.
Movies today, the sound is built for a 3D sound system with speakers all around you. And so it goes from this level when people are talking to blowing out your freaking eardrums as soon as there's any kind of action.
Agreed.
And I can't adjust the volume all the time.
Yeah, I go subtitles a lot. Great discussion right there. Before we get to the words to live by, I noticed something. I noticed when I brought up 2 Live Crew, I am shocked at some of you guys that text in that some of you guys said you hit it and hit those 2 Live Crew cassette tapes. That is hilarious. By the way, at Lumen Field at Ticketmaster Tailgate, as I was hosting that, I brought out Sir Mix-a-Lot. Sir Mix-a-Lot came out after the introductions of the top 50. It was packed in Ticketmaster Tailgate. By the way, if you haven't been there, go to Ticketmaster Tailgate before the games. It's the pre-party before the Seahawks games. Anyways, in Ticketmaster Tailgate, it was packed. Sir Mix-a-Lot was on there, and if you know Sir Mix-a-Lot and you know some of the words, here's what stood out to me. I'm looking in the crowd, and Chef, listen, bruh, it was a lot of grandmas and grandpas that knew all the lyrics. Meanwhile, I'm looking at the little kids. The little kids don't really know the lyrics. They're looking up at me, Ma, and Papa like, wait a minute.
Wait, you mean like my folks?
Yeah, your folks. Yeah, your folks.
I gotta be honest, sometimes that's embarrassing.
They was singing it. All right, Chef, words to live by. What do you got?
Well, in light of our 11 o'clock conversation, talking about disagreeing over policy, disagree with opinions, but never with the humanity of those who hold them. Treat everyone with respect, y'all.
There you go. Sharon, the Scrabble savant, she says, that's me too, G. I'm a grandma, and I don't listen to grandma music in my car. Guilty pleasure. Nick!
Well, just mere minutes before Chapter 4 is underway, after hitting baseballs out that Detroit park for us all day, and I don't see any reason why the winning has to stop. Even if we're on the road, it's fine to let the champagne pop. And even if I got the greatest seat for a Game 5, I would rather get the job done now than take the longer drive. You could offer me all the crab legs, caviar, and 2 live crew music you want. I would rather get the win today.
Allison from Stillicum says, I thought my mom was going to call the priest when she caught me listening to Too Short.
That does not surprise me.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, real quick, as you all know, Mariners Game 4 in Detroit, they're getting ready to play here pretty soon. Nick, what do we need to know about this game?
Copy and paste what you did yesterday right into today. Baseball is a game about riding the wave and momentum. Make the pitcher work early, get him working early, and then you can get the baseball bats going and hit the ball out of the park. Let's just rack up those runs more.
Thank you.
Get the offense going.
Thank you. Chris in Marysville says, shake a little something, G. Come on, Chris. You already know. Hey, the Jake and Spike Show, they're coming in next. Hey, we appreciate you guys hanging around for KIRO News Radio. I wish I could hang out with y'all much longer. One day they'll do a live show, and we'll do a live show, and we'll fill the place up with all the listeners and have a good time. I got to go. Appreciate you for listening. Love you for that. And as always, be kind.
Hope you have as much fun as we have. So long, everybody.
Endless hours of research, seeking referrals, dozens of calls. Hiring the right attorney can be a challenging process during an already difficult time. JP Pendergast with Pendergast Law explains.
In Washington State, Tom, there are thousands of attorneys to choose from. Referrals and online research can be helpful, but discovering the right attorney requires a conversation. It can be hard to identify integrity and authenticity without that interaction.
So, what do you recommend?
We encourage anyone looking for personal injury representation to call for a free consultation with our team before making a decision simply based on referrals or online research. Accident victims need an attorney that listens, demonstrates honesty, and is genuinely understanding of their unique circumstances. The care, attention, and preparation that our firm provides throughout the case mirrors the effort involved when taking on the insurance companies.
Save time and avoid mistakes after an injury. Contact the caring and compassionate team at Pendergast Law.
If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident, call Pendergast Law. We can help.
Wellness. How do you practice it easily every day? At Olympic Hot Tub, we have more ways to achieve total wellness at home than ever before. Immerse yourself and let jets melt stress away in a saltwater hot spring spa. Swim in the privacy of your own backyard in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to cozy warmth and detox in an amazing Tilo sauna. Then awaken your mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Better you, better life.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
If you've got a gas-powered engine, keep it running like new at every fill-up. Stable in-season protection is your engine's preventative medicine, cleaning and protecting the entire fuel system in season. In outdoor power equipment, prevent gum and varnish buildup that could cause a rough or non-running engine. For cars and trucks, increase fuel efficiency and power by removing deposits, ensuring your engine's long-term health. Stable outperforms the competition in independent lab testing. So at every fill-up, start with Stable.
Buy more, save more at Dania Furniture. For a limited time, save $200 instantly for every $800 you spend in our showroom. It's the perfect way to complete your look for less or splurge on your dream piece for your living room, dining room, outdoor space, home office, or bedroom. Stop by your local showroom today or shop online at daniafurniture.com.
When your reputation's on the line, you don't leave anything to chance, especially your primer. Painters trust Kills primers for a smooth start, strong adhesion, and serious stain-blocking power. And now, the full Kills lineup is available exclusively at the Home Depot. Need it fast? Get same-day or next-day delivery, or order online and pick up in-store. Kills primers. Pro results, faster. The Home Depot. If you're a pro, you know.
What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud Phone System. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs.
You sound very...
Calm? I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees.
Ooma.
Nice. Find your business calm at ooma.com/radio.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle.